Chapter 940. Looking at the two fleeing figures, Lin Xian sneered. Then the power of wind and thunder surged behind him and quickly condensed into a pair of wind and thunder wings. On the wings, the power of wind and thunder flowed, forming strange runes that were extremely mysterious. With a flap of the wings, Lin Xian instantly flew out like a bolt of lightning across the sky. In the next moment, he arrived above the black-white double demons. With a long roar, the wind shadow sword in his hand quickly enlarged into a giant green sword that was almost 100 feet long. Then Lin Xian swung the giant sword fiercely toward the black-white double demons. In an instant, the entire sky exploded. Countless wild winds surged and split the surrounding mountains. Dodge! The black demon roared and quickly increased his speed. On the two of them, spiritual power quickly burned and turned into flames, providing a strong boost to the two of them. Dodge? Can you dodge? Lin Xian shouted coldly, and the giant sword in his hand slammed down. Boom! In an instant, the giant sword shrouded the black demon. Like swatting a fly, the black demon was swatted back. The black demon was hit hard and felt that all the bones in his body were about to break. He could not resist at all and could only watch his body fly backward. Blood splattered in the sky. The black demon landed heavily in the ruins below, stirring up a cloud of dust. "Brother!" Seeing this, the white demon screamed, "Boy, I will never forgive you." "Is that so? Let's talk about it later." Lin Xian looked indifferent and swung the firmament giant sword again. Boom! He swung the firmament giant sword fiercely toward the white demon. An earth-shattering sound rang out, and a huge crack appeared in the sky. The white fiend let out a miserable shriek and fell down heavily. Su Yu and the others looked at the black-white double demons in the ruins below and were stunned. At this moment, the black-white double demons were extremely embarrassed. They were like stray dogs and no longer had the arrogance from before. Lin Xian swatted the black-white double demons like swatting flies. He was too terrifying. Not only Su Yu, but the warriors of the other three teams were also dumbfounded, their minds blank. This was the black-white double demons, the infamous thugs of Senmu College. However, at that moment, they didn't have any temper in front of Lin Xian. Seeing this scene, Su Lai and the others felt a lingering fear. Fortunately, they had not attacked Lin Xian back then. Otherwise, they would have ended up in a worse state than the black-white double ghosts. In the air, Lin Xian put away the wind shadow sword and walked down. "How about it? Do you still want the Lone Star sword?" Lin Xian asked with a smile. Seeing this smile, the twin ghosts of black and white trembled, and a chill rose from the bottom of their hearts. At the same time, their hearts were filled with bitterness and shock because the young man in front of them was too powerful. Judging from his aura, he seemed to have just advanced to the third heavenly layer of Exalted Realm. However, he had actually defeated two peak third heavenly layer of Exalted Realm experts by himself. This was something that was completely impossible to them. This world was changing too quickly. Were all the new students, this time so powerful? The twin evils of black and white felt bitter in their hearts. Originally, they had cultivated the ultimate art of martial soul fusion during their closed-door seclusion, wanting to soar to the heavens in a single bound during this demon-slaying gathering. They even wanted to defeat Li Yunfei and become one of the most powerful characters in the Immortal Martial Academy. However, they didn't expect that they would be defeated by a new student before they could even carry out their plans. They knew that they had really lost this time. "You are very strong. We are no match for you. Furthermore, we apologize for this matter. We will never have any ideas about the Lone Star sword again." "Apologize?" Lin Xian laughed. "If apologizing can solve the problem, then why do you need to cultivate martial arts?" Hearing this, the twin ghosts of black and white were stunned, but they quickly understood. "Tell me, what do you want?" The black demon gritted his teeth and asked. Don't look at me with that expression. Lin Xian snorted coldly. You asked for this. If you weren't greedy and wanted to rob the treasure in my hands, you wouldn't have fallen to this point. I know. What do you want? The black demon took a deep breath. Hand over the treasure. What? Hand over the treasure. The twin ghosts of black and white froze, then screamed, You dare to kill us! I won't kill you, but I have a way to make it impossible for you to stay in the monster-slaying world. I think you came to the monster-slaying world this time because you have your eyes on the last monster blood pool. I wonder if you will feel like dying if you can't enter the monster-slaying blood pool? Hearing Lin Xian's words, their faces instantly twisted. They were indeed here for the monster blood pool. The monster blood pool had magical effects that had been widely spread in Senmu College. If they could obtain the nourishment of the monster blood pool, their strength would definitely improve. When that time came, they would become true top powerhouses. However, if they were kicked out now and couldn't enter the monster blood pool, it would be no different from killing them. Lin Xian had this intention. Therefore, buying their lives was buying a chance for them to stay in the monster-slaying world. If you want to stay in the monster-slaying world, it depends on what you can offer me. That satisfies me. Hearing this, the black-white double demons fell silent. After thinking for a moment, Black Demon took out a storage bag with a gloomy face. This is what we got from robbing 3 teams. There are nearly 3,000 monster cores in it. Now it's yours, Black Demon said with difficulty. Next to him, White Demon also looked reluctant. More than 3,000 monster cores was not a small number. In the distance, when Su Lai and the others saw the scene, their faces suddenly became very ugly. Those were the monster cores that they had worked so hard to obtain. At this moment, they were being given away as an apology gift. How could they be worried? However, they were only unwilling and angry. They didn't dare to say anything at all. Not to mention Lin Xian, the black-white double demons alone were enough to defeat all of them. If they went up now, they would undoubtedly be courting death. Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly as he received the storage bag and weighed it in his hand. He scanned it with his soul power and found that there were indeed 3,000 monster cores inside. With a flip of his hand, Lin Xian put it into his arms. This action once again provoked Su Lai and the others. They knew that the 3,000 monster cores had nothing to do with them anymore. Lin Xian naturally sensed their reaction, but he didn't show any expression. Previously, Su Lai and the others had schemed against him more than once. Lin Xian was magnanimous and didn't argue with them. Now that he had taken the 3,000 monster cores, it was not overboard at all. Those people probably knew that they were in the wrong and didn't dare to say anything. Lin Xian ignored Su Lai and the others. Instead, he stared at the black-white double demons again. Then he said, slowly, the black-white double demons shocked the academy. Your lives are worth more than these 3,000 monster cores, right? Lin Xian's voice was very soft, but there was a hint of coldness in it. It seemed that the 3,000 monster cores were enough to satisfy him. Chapter 941. I think the lives of the black-white double demons are worth more than 3,000 demon cores, right? Lin Xian's words enraged the black-white double demons once again. The 3,000 demon cores were their spoils of war. Giving them to Lin Xian was a clear indication of their attitude. This was the first time they had lowered their heads after losing to Feiyun. However, they did not expect Lin Xian to not appreciate their kindness and even demand an exorbitant price. How could they accept this? Kid, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Black Demon gritted his teeth and said, Don't go too far. Lin Xian sneered, When you robbed me and stole my Lone Star sword, did you think about that? If I were defeated by you, what do you think I would be able to keep? Demon cores? Artifacts? Lin Xian said coldly, If I were to fall into your hands, I'm afraid everything on me would be taken away. Now you can't take the demon cores you stole? If that's the case, I don't mind letting you see the power of my Lone Star sword." After saying that, Lin Xian took out the Lone Star sword from his back. Hearing Lin Xian's threat, the black-white double demons' faces turned ugly. However, they were terrified because, in the previous battle, Lin Xian did not use the Lone Star sword. Without the Lone Star sword, the two of them were already no match for him. If he were to use a half-Earth tier artifact like the Lone Star sword, the power would be unimaginable. At this moment, Lin Xian really scared the two of them. The fear that Lin Xian brought to them was the same as when they faced Feiyun. It was a kind of incomparable terror. The black-white double demons looked at each other with a trace of helplessness. They knew that if they did not do this, they would not be able to escape. "Big brother, why don't we give him the news?" White Demon said in a deep voice. "All right." Black Demon gritted his teeth and finally nodded in agreement. "News? What news?" Lin Xian asked curiously. "Don't tell me it's about the Demon Beast Mountain Range again. I'm warning you, don't try to fool me with the Demon Beast Mountain Range. If it's not a silver-ranked demonic beast mountain, then don't talk about it." Silver-ranked demonic beast mountain range meant that there were silver-ranked demonic beasts in the mountain range that Lin Xian and the others were in. As for the whispering silver-ranked mountain range, there were no silver-ranked beasts. Therefore, Lin Xian had no interest in the low-level demonic beast mountain range. What kind of people do you think we, the black-white double demons, are? Since we're willing to give you information, then it's definitely the best information. The twin ghosts of black and white snorted coldly. Clearly, they were dissatisfied with Lin Xian's questioning attitude. However, they also knew that they did not dare to continue being arrogant. After all, the two of them were still in the hands of the other party. The information we have is not about silver-rank demonic beasts, but about gold-rank demonic beasts. Gold Beast Mountain Range. This time, it was Lin Xian's turn to be surprised. "You guys actually know about the existence of the Gold Demon Beast Mountain Range." He couldn't help but be shocked. The Silver Beast Mountain Range had Silver Beast beasts, and the Gold Beast Mountain Range had Gold Beast beasts. That was the most powerful demonic beast in the entire demon-slaying world. An ordinary gold beast had the strength of a fourth heaven venerable. In addition, it could control all the demonic beasts in the entire mountain range. It could be said that its combat strength was extremely terrifying. Therefore, until now, no one had heard of anyone who could kill a gold beast. It can't be that the two of you are still unwilling to give up and want me to die, right? Although Lin Xian was confident, he was not arrogant. He did not think that he could attack the Gold Beast Mountain Range with his strength alone. However, the value of the Gold Beast Mountain Range was too high. If he could get a gold demon core, he would definitely be rich. Even if he did not want the other demon cores, he could still get a rich harvest from the demon blood pool. Therefore, no one could resist a gold beast, but no one had the strength to kill one. Therefore, it seemed to be an endless cycle, a trap. Seeing Lin Xian's doubts, the white demon was instantly unhappy. She roared, "What do you mean? We've even told you the most valuable information, and you dare to doubt us? Although we black-white double demons are ruthless, we would never do such a thing." Seeing how unreasonable the white demon was, Lin Xian was speechless for a while. "You guys are the ones who snatched other people's demon cores and wanted other people's treasures." Lin Xian was completely speechless. He looked at the two of them and sneered. However, he didn't say these words out loud because he discovered another interesting thing. Logically speaking, you don't have the ability to conquer the Gold Beast Mountain Range. Why do you look so sad? It seems that you are still hiding something from me. After saying that, a sword Qi appeared on Lin Xian's fingertip. It was extremely sharp. Seeing the other party's threat, the white demon's face stiffened. At the same time, she cursed in her heart. Damn brat, your eyes are so sharp! Is this a new student? Even the older students are not so smart. However, the black demon did not dare to say these words. He could only quickly explain. The existence of the golden demonic beast can be said to be a great danger. Fortunately, this kind of demonic beast is very rare. Therefore, any mountain range with a golden demonic beast is listed as a dangerous place. Ordinary disciples do not dare to go near it. Hearing this, Lin Xian nodded in agreement. The strength of a gold beast was definitely beyond imagination. Thinking about it, even powerful martial artists like Dugu Outyen and Feiyun did not dare to approach it rashly. One could imagine how terrifying it was. As for the other ordinary disciples, they did not dare to approach it at all. Therefore, it was understandable that the Gold Mountain Range was listed as a dangerous place. Continue. Lin Xian looked at the black demon. Indeed, the Gold Beast Mountain Range is a dangerous place. However, the situation of the mountain range we obtained is a little different. Because this Gold Beast Mountain Range was listed as a dangerous place this time. It was listed as a dangerous place this time. In the distance, Morong Qingqing, Suyu, and the others had also arrived. They were shocked when they heard this. You mean the Gold Beast Mountain Range has just advanced? Morong Qingqing asked in a deep voice. Yes, it is indeed so. Only this situation can explain why a new dangerous place appeared. Indeed, if a new gold beast appeared, the mountain range where it was located would automatically evolve into a gold mountain range. Of course, it would be called a dangerous place. However, the eyes of Lin Xian and the others lit up with spiritual energy. Although the newly advanced gold beast was powerful, it was still slightly weaker than the older gold beasts. In other words, its strength was not unshakable. If the news of a gold beast that could be killed was spread, the entire monster-slaying world would be shocked. Chapter 942. A gold-ranked beast that could be killed. If this news were to spread, the entire monster-slaying realm would be in an uproar. Thinking of this, everyone's hearts were burning. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. No wonder the twin ghosts of black and white were so reluctant. A gold-ranked beast that could be killed was definitely tempting. With the twin ghosts of black and white strength, even if they could not kill the gold-ranked beast, they could still gain a lot from the golden lair. However, there was another problem now, and that was whether this news was exclusive or not. Where did you get this information? Is it reliable? How many people know about this? The series of questions made the twin ghosts of black and white frown. However, they still patiently explained. You don't have to know how we got this information. However, the source of this information is very reliable. As for whether other people know about this, I'm not sure. However, I don't think there are any exclusive secrets in the monster-slaying realm. This is because information about the monster-slaying realm can be bought from the True Spirit Palace. However, the price is very expensive. However, we can't rule out the possibility that some very rich disciples would buy this information with flower spirit points. So that's the case. Lin Xian sighed when he heard that. In fact, he already knew about this when he was talking to Su Yu and the others. However, now that he confirmed it with the twin ghosts of black and white, he still frowned. Forget it. It doesn't matter if it's not exclusive information. After all, the level of a gold-ranked beast's lair is very high. Not everyone can attack it. All right, I know. Tell me the complete information about the gold-ranked beast's lair. Lin Xian said coldly. After hearing this, the twin ghosts of black and white reluctantly took out a yellowed map from his storage ring and slapped it on the ground. The map is here. Take a look at it yourself. Lin Xian did not care about the twin ghosts of black and white's attitude. He hooked his finger and the map on the ground flew into his hand. Then he looked at it carefully. This map depicted the landscape of the monster-slaying realm. However, in the area on the left, there was a small piece of land that was pierced by a red line. There were also 4 words written in golden font. Golden Lair. It seemed that this place that was specially marked should be the newly promoted Golden Lair that the twin ghosts of Black and White were talking about. Satisfied, Lin Xian put away the map and smiled. However, he then looked at the twin ghosts of Black and White. Feeling this gaze, the Black-White double demons were stunned. Then, their faces turned green, especially the Black demon who roared. Brat, I've already given you the most valuable gold tier demon beast lair map. What else do you want? As for the last condition, if you can fulfill it, I will let you 2 leave safely. Speak. He Sha harumphed coldly. I'm very interested in the way your martial spirits confuse. I think you guys should have a special cultivation method. Make a copy of the relevant cultivation method and give it to me. This is not a loss for you. You want this cultivation technique? Hearing Lin Xian's words, the twin ghosts of Black and White's expressions became very strange. This cultivation method was indeed something that they had painstakingly obtained. However, there were also some restrictions. That was, the 2 people using the cultivation method had to believe in it without reservation. Normally, only close siblings would use this kind of cultivation method. They had never heard of Lin Xian having any siblings. This cultivation method can only be used by the person you trust the most. Don't blame me for not reminding you. The Black demon pondered for a moment and finally said this. You don't have to worry about this. As long as you make a copy of the cultivation method and give it to me, you don't have to worry about the rest. Okay, but I have a condition. The Black demon said in a low voice. Oh, you're talking about conditions? Lin Xian smiled. Don't forget your current situation. You have to agree to this condition. Otherwise, don't blame us for not making a copy of the cultivation method for you. Okay, tell me. I've already given you the map of the gold tier demon beast lair. However, I don't think you guys can take it with your strength. Why don't we join forces and take down the golden lair together? Join forces? Su Yu and the others' expressions changed. Joining forces with the twin ghosts of Black and White would not end well. Seeing the strange expressions on everyone's faces, the twin ghosts of Black and White harumphed coldly. Although we have a bad reputation, we have our own bottom line. We won't betray our partners. Hearing this, Su Yu and the others rolled their eyes. They did not believe what the twin ghosts of Black and White said. Lin Xian did not say anything. He rubbed his chin and pondered. To be honest, he really could not take down the golden lair. Although the gold tier demon beast had just leveled up, there are more than just gold tier demon beasts in the lair. A lair of that level would definitely have a large number of silver tier demon beasts and bronze tier demon beasts. Therefore, he had to be strong enough to separate the gold tier demon beast from the other demon beasts in order to kill it. Otherwise, if he tried to force his way in, the chances of success would be very slim. The twin ghosts of Black and White were indeed strong. If they could join forces, they would be a great help. Most importantly, Lin Xian was confident that he could defeat the 2 of them. Therefore, he was not afraid of them playing any tricks. Let's work together. It's not impossible. Lin Xian suddenly said. Hearing this, everyone was stunned. The twin ghosts of Black and White were also stunned. They did not expect Lin Xian to agree so quickly. We can work together, but there are some things that we have to make clear. First of all, I have to be the leader of the team. That means that when we take action, you have to listen to my orders. Don't worry, I won't have too many restrictions or requirements, but I hope that you will not cross my bottom line. Otherwise, the consequences will not be something that can be solved by compensating some things. At the end of his speech, Lin Xian emitted a fierce aura. Feeling this aura, the twin ghosts of Black and White were shocked again. They realized that Lin Xian's aura was even stronger than before. In other words, he did not use his full strength when fighting with them. Thinking of this, they felt bitter, but they quickly nodded and said, Okay, we agree to your conditions. Then I wish us a happy cooperation, Lin Xian said with a smile. Junior brother Lin, are we really going to work together with them? Su Yu and the others were full of doubt. Don't worry, with me here, they won't dare to play any tricks, Lin Xian said confidently. Then the group set off again. This time, the group was bigger, with the addition of the twin ghosts of Black and White. Although the twin ghosts of Black and White had promised Lin Xian that they would listen to his orders, they did not have many restrictions on their journey. The two of them would occasionally attack and kill the demon beasts that were alone. Once, they even met a small group and wanted to attack. Chapter 943. From time to time, the two of them would make a move to hunt down lone beasts. Once, they even encountered a small team and wanted to attack them. Fortunately, Lin Xian quickly stopped them. However, after that, the black-white double demons did not show up much. They would often disappear during the day and meet up with Lin Xian and the others at night. As for what they did during the day, Lin Xian and the others did not know and did not bother to find out. Lin Xian did not restrict the two of them too much. After all, this was just an ordinary journey, and the other party did not do anything to threaten them. Therefore, Lin Xian simply ignored the black-white double demon's strange actions. The location of the golden lair on the map was a little far from where they were now. Therefore, the group had not reached it even though they had been running at full speed. However, as time passed, the monster-slaying world became more and more lively. After the initial confusion, many people began to form teams to search for the monster lair. When many people tasted the benefits of the monster lair, they became even more eager to find it. However, the number of monster lair was limited, and the number of disciples who entered the monster-slaying world was not small. Therefore, it did not take long for many teams to have conflicts and eventually lead to battles. Although everyone was a disciple of Senmu College in the monster-slaying world, there was no need to care about feelings. Moreover, as long as no one killed, the other colleges would not care. Therefore, under the temptation of the monster lair, the battles between the teams became more and more intense. At this time, some dark horses who were usually dormant also showed their talents and exploded with shocking combat power. There were many such dark horses. Once they exploded, their strength would definitely be incomparable. This also showed that Senmu College was definitely a gathering place for geniuses. Although some people were usually unknown, if they really exploded, they would not necessarily be weaker than the geniuses on the mysterious Venerate leaderboard. Lin Xian's team was also moving quickly. Because of their strength, they did not encounter any obstacles. Even if there were some ignorant people who wanted to rob them, they were all deterred by Lin Xian's terrifying aura. Su Yu and the others were full of smiles. This was because, compared to the last time, they were much safer this time. Of course, this was all thanks to Lin Xian. At night, darkness fell. Lin Xian and the others did not move forward. Instead, they found a safe place to set up camp. At this moment, the twin ghosts of Black and White, who had disappeared for an entire day, rushed over from afar. Lin Xian was already used to such a scene. He didn't even pay attention to Su Yu and the others. However, it was different this time because the twin ghosts of Black and White were filled with excitement. Big news! Do you want to hear it? The twin demons of Black and White looked excited. Over the past few days, everyone had become familiar with each other. Their understanding of the black-white double demons had also changed. Although the twin ghosts of Black and White had a strange habit of robbing people, they got along well with each other. Of course, it was unknown whether Lin Xian's deterrence played a part in this. However, on the whole, everyone got along quite well. Big news? What big news? Did you rob something amazing again? Su Yu said angrily. Hee, little Yu, you can't say that. Bai Sha laughed. This time it's really big news. What news do you have? Don't keep us in suspense, Lin Xian said. Today, I met a few teams and heard some news from them. The top 10 on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard were challenged and defeated. Hearing this news, everyone was shocked. They put down what they were doing and listened carefully. Top 10 on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard? Is this news reliable? This is big news. It's enough to shock the entire school. I wonder who did it? Everyone asked. The news should be reliable because more than one team said so. As for the ones who did it, they should be the dark horses who have been hiding. The twin ghosts of black and white quickly said. Then they snorted coldly and were extremely dissatisfied. Damn it, damn it. Originally, we were the ones who did it first. In the end, those people took advantage of us. Bai Sha snorted coldly and glared at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. It's all your fault. If we hadn't met you, we would have been the ones who defeated the top 10 on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard. We would have been the ones in the limelight. It seemed that the twin ghosts of black and white held a deep grudge over this matter. So it's still my fault. Lin Xian rubbed his nose helplessly. But it's not too late to challenge them now. Forget it. Let's get nourishment from the demon blood pool first. When the time comes, we'll challenge a big one. It'll definitely scare you to death. The twin ghosts of black and white thought of their plan and were extremely excited. Seeing how excited the two of them were, Morong Ching covered her mouth and chuckled. You still haven't told us who the people who were challenged were. 2 days ago, in a valley, Li Rue, who was ranked 10th on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard, challenged someone one-on-one. After an intense battle, he was defeated. 1 day ago, Xiang Fei, who was ranked 8th on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard, was defeated in 3 moves. Hearing this, everyone gasped and their faces were filled with shock. Lin Xian's expression was grave. It seemed that the experts who had been hiding had now been completely revealed. However, their abilities had exceeded his expectations. It was indeed a place of crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Do you know those dark horses? Who are they? Lin Xian asked. Well, you've asked the right person, He Sha said quickly, looking pleased. The person who defeated Li Rue is called Tang Er. He's a senior at Senmu College. Back then, this person also displayed outstanding talent. However, he was severely injured when he challenged the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard. Since then, he has kept a low profile and never challenged the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard again. Who would have thought that he would suddenly show his strength in the Demon Slayer world and defeat Li Rue, who was ranked 10th? He became famous in one battle. The person who defeated Xiang Fei, who was ranked 8th on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard, was someone called Jiang Yan. Jiang Yan? Isn't that a powerhouse ranked 29th? Su Yu and the others exclaimed. That's right. He's ranked 29th on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard, He Sha said. The top 100 on the Mystic Honorable Leaderboard are divided into several levels. The top 10 are on the first level. They're extremely powerful and far surpass others. The top 20 to 30 are on the second level. Jiang Yan is ranked towards the bottom of the second level. Who would have thought that he would suddenly show his strength and defeat Xiang Fei, who was ranked 8th in 3 moves? At this point, Bai Sha snorted coldly. Humph, this guy hid his strength too well. Hearing this, Lin Xian fell silent. Although he had received 2 pieces of information so far, he knew that there were more hidden dark horses than just these 2. He believed that in the near future, there would be more and more dark horses appearing out of nowhere. Seeing Lin Xian fall silent, Bai Sha giggled. Little Xian, let me tell you another piece of news. Lin Xian ignored this form of address. However, he still asked, what else? Chapter 944. The 2 people we're talking about are both members of the Hidden Dragon Society. Hidden Dragon Society? Is it also a society in the academy? Lin Xian asked in confusion. Yes, but it's a society hidden underground. Black Fiend continued. And its strength is far beyond your imagination. Black Fiend said in a deep voice. Just by hearing the name, you should know that this society recruits extremely talented disciples. However, these people are not the dazzling geniuses from the beginning. Because of various reasons, they did not show their talents at the beginning, but they are extremely talented people. They call these people the hidden dragons, believing that one day they will soar into the sky, so this is also the origin of the Hidden Dragon Society's name. Moreover, in the demon-slaying world, every time someone explodes and soars into the sky, most of them are members of the Hidden Dragon Society. This news was really shocking. Lin Xian did not expect there to be such a society in the academy. However, he looked at the black-white double demons and revealed an expression that was not a smile. Speaking of which, you guys are also considered geniuses in hardship. Why didn't you join the Hidden Dragon Society? Geniuses in hardship. Hearing this name, the black-white double demons rolled their eyes. What kind of messy name was this? Could they, the black-white double demons, use such a name? However, very quickly, the two of them remembered their experience. It was really a hardship. Originally, the two of them were considered top geniuses. It could be said that as soon as they entered the academy, they gained quite a bit of fame. However, they met Li Yunfei, and from then on, they lost miserably. After that, the two of them fell silent, thinking about how to surpass each other. Speaking of which, this scene was very similar to the people in the Hidden Dragon Society. To be honest, we did receive an invitation from the Hidden Dragon Society. However, we were in a hurry to cultivate and did not pay attention to them. In the end, this matter was left unsettled. But there's one thing I have to remind you of. White Fiend looked at Lin Xian again. Me. Lin Xian was stunned. He did not understand what this had to do with him. Those guys are a bit twisted. They either don't challenge or soar into the sky, so they challenge the most famous people in the academy. I reckon that besides De Guotian and Li Yunfei, you're the one with the greatest limelight in the academy during this period of time, right? You have to be careful. Maybe you've already become the prey of many people. Lin Xian was speechless for a while. However, he could understand the statement. Challenging the most famous person was, of course, the best way to gain the most fame in the shortest time possible. However, Lin Xian did not expect that he would become the target of everyone's challenge. It seemed that it was not easy to be a celebrity. He shook his head slightly. At Senma College, if one's reputation did not match one's ability, one would quickly be knocked down. However, he wasn't afraid. In fact, he was even a little excited. He really wanted to see how strong the legendary dark horses of the Qian Hidden Dragon League were. After hearing such explosive news, everyone was extremely excited. At the same time, they couldn't help but worry for Lin Xian. When they saw Lin Xian's calm expression, they immediately breathed a sigh of relief. That's right. Even powerful people like the black-white double ghosts were defeated by Lin Xian. It wouldn't be difficult for him to deal with the dark horses. Tonight was destined to be a sleepless night. When everyone knew that so many geniuses had risen, they definitely couldn't calm down. It was a sleepless night. The next day, the east was getting brighter. Su Yu and the others woke up from their meditation and prepared to move. Lin Xian, on the other hand, took the map and studied it carefully. With our speed, we should be able to reach the Golden Nest in about 2 days. Lin Xian said in a deep voice. However, he frowned again. Where is this place marked in green? He found that there was a place marked with a green line along the way. You mean there? That's a stronghold, the White Fiend said. It's a place that was opened up for students to rest and communicate. Stronghold. Lin Xian was surprised. He didn't expect there to be a stronghold here. We'll pass by here anyway. Why don't we take a look? Lin Xian said. Whatever you want. We don't mind. The black-white double ghosts shrugged. Su Yu and the others naturally had no objections. Therefore, everyone decided to set off for the stronghold. With a goal in mind, everyone moved quickly. This time, The black-white double ghosts didn't run around, but stayed in the group. Half a day later, Lin Xian and the others arrived near the stronghold. Looking at the valley in front of them, many people's eyes lit up. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes and looked forward. There were many martial artists gathered in the valley. Most of them were resting at the moment, and there were also many figures running towards the valley. Obviously, those people were all heading towards the stronghold. The stronghold here is very safe. At least we don't have to worry about being attacked by monsters, Suyu said. Indeed, but the stronghold's function is more than that, the Black-White Fiend said. Black Fiend said, this is a place where information and resources are exchanged. Most of the disciples come to this stronghold for this reason. A place where information and resources exchange? Lin Xian was puzzled. That's right. For example, exchanging information, buying and selling information, forming a team, asking for shelter, or buying and selling monster cores. Anyway, you can find everything about the monster-slaying realm here. Suyu and the others were all senior students. They had been here once, so they had a certain understanding of the stronghold. However, Lin Xian and Murong Qingqing were here for the first time. They were extremely shocked when they heard the news, especially Lin Xian, who was stunned for a moment. Can monster cores be bought and sold? Of course. White Demon snorted. Everything here can be bought and sold. Then what do you use to buy them? It depends on what the other party wants, or what you can offer. Black Demon said. Okay. Lin Xian took a deep breath. He found that this place was really interesting. Let's go and have a look. Murong Qingqing was also curious. Everyone nodded and flew towards the valley. Entering the valley, they found that it was very lively and crowded. It seemed that many people had come to the stronghold. 7 missing one, a strong swordsman. Looking for a girl. I'll take you to the bronze beast lair. Monster cores for sale. A bronze monster core, 100 spiritual value points. First come, first serve. Along the way, Lin Xian and the others heard many such voices and were speechless. As expected of a place where information resources were exchanged, it was straightforward enough. Seeing Lin Xian's speechless expression, the black-white double demon snorted and began to gather information. On the other hand, Lin Xian and the rest quickly strolled around the valley. Soon, Lin Xian and the others attracted everyone's attention. Of course, although Lin Xian was from the netherworld, there were so many disciples here, and not everyone knew him. After all, most of them had only heard of his reputation and had never seen him in person. Of course, they were surprised by the beauty. With Murong Qingqing's peerless appearance, she naturally became the target of everyone's attention. Countless fiery gazes looked over. Of course, there were many gazes that swept over Lin Xian with a trace of hostility. Chapter 945. Who's that girl? She's so beautiful. Many people were moved. You don't know her? She's the goddess of our academy, Murong Qingqing. Someone said in a low voice, Murong Qingqing. Many people exclaimed. Then, they seemed to have thought of something. Could that kid next to her be Lin Xian? He should be. Someone nodded. F***CK. Hearing that, many people retracted their fierce gazes. They knew who Lin Xian was. He was the most famous person in the academy recently. Although they were confident, they did not dare to go against him. Therefore, most of the hostile gazes disappeared in an instant. Of course, not everyone thought so. There was still a small group of people who were hostile to Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian ignored all of that because a group of people not far in front of him had piqued his interest. Among that group of people, there was a young man who was standing on a huge rock and talking to the people around him. It seemed like he was promoting something. This thing of mine is a top-notch metal called Falling Star. If this thing is added into a treasure, then it will definitely increase its quality, the young man said excitedly. However, most of the people around him were smiling and watching. No one took it to heart. That was because the metal in the young man's hand was too ugly. It was dull and had a lot of rust on it. No matter how one looked at it, it looked like a piece of scrap metal. I say, are you trying to fool us with that piece of scrap metal? That's right. Falling star? I've never heard of it. I think it's more appropriate to call the thing in your hand a piece of scrap metal. The group of people laughed. I'm telling the truth. The young man's face was red because of his excitement. Really? You're not using it for yourself? Someone asked. Adding this will increase the difficulty of refining. The young man scratched his head. F***CK. Countless people raised their middle fingers. The success rate of refining a treasure was not high to begin with. Now that he was increasing the difficulty, wasn't he deliberately causing trouble? It was fine if he did not use this thing. He might still be able to refine a treasure successfully. However, if he used this thing, it was very likely that he would fail. Moreover, the metal did not look like a good thing. Therefore, for a moment, everyone lost interest. However, Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Although his expression did not change much, his heart was wild with joy. Fallen star really is a fallen star. He didn't expect to see such a thing here. He channeled his soul power into his eyes and looked carefully. Soon, a satisfied smile appeared on his face. Although the metal looked like scrap metal now, after Lin Xian's appraisal, it was indeed a genuine falling star. When he realized this, a smile appeared on his face. What's wrong? Morong Qingqing asked. Nothing much. I just found something good. Lin Xian smiled and looked ahead. Morong Qingqing. Do you know what the stone is for? Stone? Lin Xian was speechless. What now? All right, although it looks like a rock, it really is a rock, Lin Xian said. Is it a meteorite? Morong Qingqing asked. She really did not know about this falling star. It's a star, Lin Xian said. It's much bigger than a meteorite, and it's a special star. The one in front of us is just a fragment of it. Do you need this thing? Yes. Lin Xian nodded. He indeed needed it. If he had this falling star, the grade of his red lotus armor could be improved. Let's go and take a look. The two of them walked forward. Although there were many onlookers in front of them, most of them were just there to watch the show. They did not care about the falling star at all, because not many people knew about it. Brother, you've been talking for so long. How much is it? Yeah, how many spirit stones? If it's cheap, I'll buy it for fun. The young man thought for a while and said, It's not very expensive. 3,000 bronze demon cores, or 20 silver demon cores. What? You're robbing us. Kid, are you crazy about demon cores? People nowadays are really out of their minds. How dare you sell a piece of scrap metal for 3,000 demon cores? Hearing the price, the people around them shook their heads and sneered. Humph, a bunch of ignorant fools. The young man was furious when he heard the mocking laughter. With a wave of his sleeve, he jumped down from the boulder and prepared to leave. I'll take this thing. Suddenly, a voice came from behind. Who is that? What a wastrel! The crowd was speechless. They all turned around to see who it was that dared to spend so many demon cores on a piece of scrap metal. Hearing that, the young man in front stopped and quickly turned around. Two people walked over from behind. It was a man and a woman. Their temperaments were outstanding and their manners were calm. They were like a golden couple. Many people were stunned and asked each other who these two people were. Soon they had their answers. Lin Xian, Morong Qingqing. These two were the most influential people in the academy. The young man also recognized them. He hesitated for a while and asked, Do you really want to buy it? To be honest, he did not have much confidence in the item in his hand. Although it was real, not many people knew about it. Moreover, its appearance was too ugly. However, Lin Xian smiled. Of course, buy as many as you have. Buy as many as you have? Hearing that, the surrounding martial artists' mouths twitched. He's really rich. That thing costs 3,000 demon cores. How many do you have? Of course, these people only muttered in their hearts and did not dare to say it out loud. After all, they knew Lin Xian's strength. Hearing Lin Xian's words, the young man was delighted. I'll take this one. 3,000 bronze demon cores, or 20 silver demon cores. That was 3,000 bronze demon cores. Lin Xian took out a storage pouch. Hearing that, the crowd was shocked. He's really buying it. No wonder he's the most influential person. The young man was also stunned, then he was ecstatic. He quickly took the storage pouch and checked it carefully. Then, a look of excitement appeared on his face. There were indeed 3,000 bronze demon cores. Okay, now the falling star is yours. The young man handed over the medal in his hand. Lin Xian's heart skipped a beat. He was ecstatic. However, he quickly suppressed the excitement in his heart and quickly took it. However, just as he was about to grab the falling star, a cold light flashed and flew toward him at high speed. The void surged and the air was pierced in an instant. There was not much noise, but the sharp aura shocked everyone. Feeling that the aura was coming toward him, Lin Xian's face turned gloomy. He snorted coldly. The cold air in his body surged and quickly formed an ice wall in front of him. It quickly spread out in all directions. The two collided and made a sonorous sound. In the end, the ray of light was wrapped in the cold light and frozen into ice. Everyone's hearts beat wildly. They hurriedly looked over and saw that there was a green leaf in the blue ice. What? That terrifying attack just now was a leaf. Chapter 946. How is this possible? Everyone felt their scalps go numb at the thought of this. How terrifying was this person to be able to use a leaf to create such a terrifying attack? The surrounding people all looked behind them. They wanted to see what kind of person could be so terrifying. Lin Xian also frowned. If he had reacted a little slower, he probably would not have been able to get his hands on the leaf. Fortunately, the falling star was still in his hands. His face was gloomy as he turned his head to look. A group of warriors walked over from behind. The person in the lead was a young man in a black robe. He held a tree branch in his hand. The green leaves on the branch swayed, and there was a gap in it. It was obvious that it had just been plucked. In other words, the leaf just now had been thrown by this young man. Lin Xian frowned because he realized that he did not recognize these people at all. At this moment, the surrounding crowd burst into exclamations. It's Yao Bin from the Hidden Dragon League. I didn't expect him to be the one who attacked. Many people present recognized the young man who attacked. At this moment, the young man was also waving his folding fan as he spoke slowly. As expected of a famous person in the academy, he was actually able to block my attack so easily. Although he sounded like he was praising Luo Yunyang, there was a cold glint in the young man's eyes. Lin Xian looked at these people with a cold expression. He could naturally feel the hostility from these people. It was obvious that these people were here to target him. At this moment, Morong Qingqing gently pulled Lin Xian's sleeve from behind. Forget it. Don't bother with these people. Let's go back. Hearing this, Lin Xian nodded and turned to leave. At this moment, the young man in the black robe spoke again. Wait. There was a trace of unquestionable authority in this voice. Hearing this voice, Lin Xian was also angry. Just now, he did not attack because of Morong Qingqing. Now, it seemed that the other party did not intend to let them go. Lin Xian's lips curled into a cold smile. It was not certain who would let the other party go. He was not someone who would be bullied. Although the other party had attacked him with a hidden weapon without him knowing, it was only because he was strong. If it was someone else, they would have been injured. How could Lin Xian not be enraged by the fact that these people didn't even have a reason to attack? Therefore he stopped. Seeing Lin Xian turn around, the black-robed youth revealed a satisfied smile. Very well, we'll take the item in your hand. With that said, Yao Bin threw out a storage bag. There are 4,000 demon cores in here. 3,000 demon cores will be used to buy the piece of metal in your hand. The other 10 demon cores will be my tip for you. Yao Bin raised his chin and said as if he was giving alms. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were in an uproar. Provocation. This was a blatant provocation. They hadn't expected that the Hidden Dragon League's Yao Bin would be so forceful as to try to force a deal with Lin Xian. However, was Lin Xian an ordinary person? Of course not. Not long ago, he had killed Yen Qingfeng, who was ranked 30th on the Lord Mystic staff. He was unparalleled in the limelight. How could such a person submit? However, in this way, there would definitely be an intense collision. Thinking of this, everyone was extremely excited and wanted nothing more than to shout a few times. After all, they were just there to watch the show. Of course, they wouldn't mind if the situation escalated. Lin Xian looked at the storage bag in his hand. He didn't say anything, but the corner of his mouth curled up into a cold smile. What, you don't think it's enough? Yao Bin laughed. Then what kind of compensation do you want? Tell us, and we'll satisfy you. He waved his folding fan slightly, as if he couldn't do anything without compensation. Seeing the other party's arrogant attitude, Lin Xian sneered and said, All right, then you'll compensate me with 1,000 demon cores. What? 1,000 demon cores? Hearing this, the surrounding people were so shocked that they almost bit their tongues. Yao Bin was also stunned. Suddenly, his entire person became gloomy. He didn't expect that the other party would ask for such an exorbitant price. This wasn't compensation at all. This was provocation. 1,000 demon cores. Even if everyone in the valley added up, they probably wouldn't have that much. Kid, I advise you to change your request. Yao Bin's voice carried a trace of coldness. What, can't do it? Lin Xian asked with a smile. You're just being unreasonable. 1,000 demon cores, no one can do it. If you can't do it, then why are you acting so arrogant? Look at your arrogant attitude just now. Those who don't know better would think that the entire Demon Slayer's world belongs to your family. Lin Xian sneered. He hated people like this the most. They didn't have much strength, but they acted so arrogant and wanted everyone to know. In his opinion, this was a sign of lack of confidence. Hearing this, the surrounding people became excited again. The counterattack has begun. From the moment Yao Bin threw the storage bag, everyone knew that this matter wouldn't be so simple. After all, Lin Xian was a genius martial artist. How could someone like him submit? Moreover, Yao Bin's action was really insulting. Most people wouldn't be able to stand it, let alone Lin Xian. Sure enough, Lin Xian retaliated with even sharper words, which directly stunned Yao Bin and the others. Yao Bin was so angry that his whole body trembled. His face was ashen, but he couldn't do anything because he couldn't take out 1,000 demon cores. Therefore, this time, he looked at the young man who was selling the stone. He bought it for 3,000 demon cores, then I'll pay 4,000 demon cores. Yao Bin said coldly, The storage bag on the ground is yours. Now, sell the fallen star to me. This, the young man who was selling the stone was stunned. Although it was true that the highest bidder got the item, he had already completed the transaction with Lin Xian. In other words, the item didn't belong to him at all. However, looking at the situation now, the other party was so aggressive that he didn't know what to do for a moment. Therefore, he could only look at Lin Xian. However, before he could say anything, Lin Xian said in a deep voice, You've already sold the metal to me, which means that the fallen star has nothing to do with you now. I advise you to leave quickly if you don't want to cause trouble. Hearing this, the young man who was selling the stone smiled bitterly. What he said was true. Under normal circumstances, when he got the money, the item would belong to the other party. However, the current situation was completely out of his control. However, the young man who was selling the stone had his own plans. If he left now, Yao Bin would be the only one left. If he wanted to sell the metal to Yao Bin, he was afraid that he would immediately offend Lin Xian. In the end, it was uncertain whether Yao Bin would get the metal. Therefore, if he went back on his word, he would very likely offend both of them. Therefore, the young man chose to leave tactfully. However, as soon as he moved, the martial artist behind Yao Bin moved quickly and sealed off the area. They stared at the young man with an unfriendly expression. "You, what do you want to do?" The young man's voice trembled. Chapter 947. What? Don't be afraid. I just want to buy the metal in your hands. As long as we complete the transaction, we'll let you go. Otherwise, although he didn't finish his sentence, the threat in his words was very obvious. Hearing this, the young man laughed bitterly. "I've already sold the item. It doesn't belong to me now. It's useless for you to find me. Indeed, it's useless to find him. Find me if you want the stone. Talk to me." At this moment, Lin Xian also spoke loudly. "Good boy, you're bold. Then I'll talk to you." Yao Bin laughed coldly as his eyes shone brightly. "You guys let him go. Don't scare him. Otherwise, people will say that the Hidden Dragon Society is bullying him." The corners of everyone's mouth twitched. "You're afraid of people saying that? You guys are blatantly bullying me, all right?" Of course, no one dared to say this. Although the Hidden Dragon Society wasn't very famous, they were all top geniuses. These people had terrifying strength and weren't people they could afford to offend. Lin Xian was speechless. He didn't expect that buying a medal would cause such a situation. At the same time, he was furious because these people were completely unreasonable and forced him to sell. Anyone would be furious if this happened to them, and Lin Xian was no exception. Yao Bin didn't pay any more attention to the young man. Instead, he stared at Lin Xian and spoke slowly. "We've been eyeing this medal for a long time, so you should name a price. As long as it's not too outrageous, we can accept it." Lin Xian did not know if the other party had recognized the falling star, but he was not interested in finding out. Regardless of whether the other party recognized the falling star or not, he would not give it away, because this item was related to the quality of his Crimson Lotus armor. Not to mention these fellows before him. Even if Li Yun, Fei, Gu Ao, and the others were here, he would not give it away. There's nothing to discuss. This thing is equally important to me, so I won't give it away. Lin Xian shook his head firmly. "I advise you to leave quickly. After all, my patience is limited. If you anger me, I'm afraid you won't be able to bear the consequences." Good, kid. You're the first one who dares to threaten our Hidden Dragon League." Yao Bin was so angry that he laughed, his eyes filled with a biting cold aura. However, before he could finish speaking, another sneer sounded from afar. "So what if I'm bullying you? You even dare to use the Hidden Dragon Society to pressure me. Can you represent the Hidden Dragon Society?" This voice was extremely loud and clear, and it seemed to be even more arrogant than the other party. Hearing this voice, everyone was stunned. Who was this awesome person who actually dared to go against the Hidden Dragon League? Then, everyone felt their vision blur and two figures, one black and one white, appeared on the field. "You can't represent the Hidden Dragon League, right?" Seeing the black and white figures, Yao Bin's face darkened again. He said coldly, "Black and white double ghosts, do you want to fight with me?" The black-white double fiends, they are the black-white double fiends. At this moment, everyone cried out in surprise. Then, they looked at the black and white figures in the field with complicated expressions. The older students had fearful looks on their faces. Naturally, they would not forget the infamous reputation of the black-white double ghosts. After those new students understood the situation, they opened their mouths wide and were dumbstruck. No wonder these two people dared to go against the Hidden Dragon Society. It turned out that they were also extremely fierce people. At this moment, the black demon snorted coldly. Fight with you? You think too highly of yourself. Yeah, we're here to support little Xian Xian, the white demon said with a smile. Little Xian Xian. Everyone felt a chill, but they quickly reacted, and their hearts trembled violently. The black and white double ghosts were walking together with Lin Xian, and it seemed like they had a good relationship. This was too shocking. Humph. I remember that you black and white double ghosts were always alone. When did you become someone's lackey? Yao Bin sneered. It seemed like he did not have a good relationship with the black and white double ghosts. That's where you're wrong. I'm friends with the black and white double ghosts, Lin Xian said in a low voice. He could not stand the other party's words. The black and white double ghosts also had cold expressions. They looked at Yao Bin coldly. You have the nerve to call us lackeys. I think you're the lackey of the Hidden Dragon Society. Fine. I don't care what your relationship is. I'm taking the falling star today. Yao Bin's eyes were filled with ferocity. You don't have the ability to do that. The black and white double ghosts snorted, their eyes filled with disdain. Humph, don't be so arrogant, black and white double ghosts. Yao Bin saw their expressions and naturally knew what they were thinking. He said coldly, Do you think I want the falling stars? To tell you the truth, it was our second young Master Tang who asked for it. If you don't want to die, you'd better hand it over obediently. Second young Master Tang. Everyone exclaimed when they heard this name. The black and white double ghosts were also shocked. They would not forget that not long ago, second young Master Tang had defeated Li Rue, who was ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard and became the new 10th. With such strength, even the black and white double ghosts would not dare to provoke him. At that moment, Lin Xian, who was beside them, was also stunned. He said in a low voice, It doesn't matter if it's second young Master Tang or third young Master Tang. Since this item is in my hands, it's mine. I won't give it away. I'll give you one last chance. Scram or bear the consequences. Many people held their breaths when they heard this. Powerful, too powerful. They did not expect Lin Xian to be so powerful. He did not take the Hidden Dragon Society seriously at all. On the other hand, Yao Bin's face was ashen. He did not expect that after mentioning second young Master Tang's name, the other party would not be afraid at all. Instead, he became even more powerful than before. He did not take them seriously at all. Yao Bin was so angry that his whole body trembled. He was about to go crazy. If it were not for the black and white double ghosts, he would have attacked long ago. However, he still tried his best to control himself. Attacking now would not do him any good. After all, if Lin Xian and the black and white double ghosts joined forces, he would not be able to resist at all. However, he would not give up just like that. Therefore, he gritted his teeth and said in the end, Kid, do you really want to go against the Hidden Dragon Society? Don't use the Hidden Dragon Society to scare me. Lin Xian sneered. I dared to kill the Yan family and destroy the Wanxiang auction. Do you think I'll be afraid of the Hidden Dragon Society? Furthermore, do you think you can represent the Green Dragon Society? At the end of his sentence, Lin Xian's eyes were filled with disdain. The surrounding people were shocked. Many of them were stunned. Indeed, they seemed to have forgotten that the Lin Xian in front of them was not a kind person either. He was a ruthless person who caused havoc in the entire Windy City and overturned several major forces. His reputation was probably even greater than the black and white double ghosts. Yao Bin was so angry that his whole body trembled. His eyes were burning with anger. Belittling, the other party dared to belittle him. He could not tolerate this. He was also a genius. When had he ever been looked down upon like this? Therefore, he did not intend to tolerate this anymore. He must tear this detestable kid in front of him apart. Chapter 948. With a cold snort, A terrifying aura exploded from Yao Bin's body and filled the entire sky. The people that he had brought with him all had cold expressions as they gripped their weapons. Opposite him, the black-white double ghosts snorted as a powerful aura surged from their bodies. Murong Qingqing was like a fairy as she summoned a purple cloud that emitted a terrifying energy fluctuation. Although Lin Xian did not show anything, the crowd seemed to see countless sword shadows circling around him. In an instant, the atmosphere was extremely tense. In the next moment, the two sides would probably start fighting. The surrounding warriors retreated with fear. They were only there to watch the show and did not want to be implicated. However, just as the two sides were about to start fighting, a voice came from behind. "If he can't represent me, what about me, Tang Er?" The voice was not loud, but it was clearly heard by everyone. "Tang Er!" Everyone was shocked when they heard the name because the person was ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard. On the other hand, Yao Bin was overjoyed and his eyes were filled with excitement. He knew that he was safe. As long as Tang Er was here, the other side would definitely be no match for him. With a cold snort, Yao Bin looked at Lin Xian and the others with a mocking gaze. Lin Xian frowned slightly, but he was not afraid at all. It just so happened that he wanted to see what kind of person this so-called second Tang was. Looking through the crowd, Lin Xian looked ahead. Over there, a silhouette was rushing over. That terrifying speed was shocking. Tang Er, it really is Tang Er. Seeing the figure, countless people exclaimed in surprise. Yao Bin's expression was also agitated. His face was filled with ecstasy. It was as if his back was straightened again with Tang Er around. Lin Xian was still all right, but the black-white double ghosts also looked solemn. Judging from the other party's aura, he was definitely not weaker than them. Tang Er glanced at the black-white double ghosts and then looked to the other side. When he saw Murong Qingqing, a look of surprise appeared in his eyes. However, he quickly suppressed it and looked at Lin Xian. "Lin Xian, right? You really do live up to your reputation. Your name can be said to be the most famous among the new students. However, I heard that you have a lot of troubles as well. Why don't you join our Hidden Dragon Society? At least we can reduce your troubles." I don't dare to say anything else, but in Senmu College, our words count. Hearing this, everyone was shocked. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. They did not expect Second Tang to come here and not make a move. Not only that, he even extended an olive branch to Lin Xian. What was going on? They were completely baffled. Even the twin demons of black and white were suspicious. They never would have thought that the Hidden Dragon League would try to recruit Lin Xian. Lin Xian was also slightly taken aback, but he quickly shook his head and refused. No matter what the other party's plans were, he would not join the Hidden Dragon League. Firstly, he had his own faction, the Dragon Sword Pavilion. Secondly, from today's situation, he could tell what kind of personality these people from the Hidden Dragon League had. He would never join such a club. "I'm sorry, but I have my own Dragon Sword Pavilion. I won't join other clubs." Lin Xian decisively refused. "What? You dare refuse?" Yao Bin screamed. He was furious. Lin Xian actually dared to refuse the Hidden Dragon League's invitation. He was simply too arrogant. Lin Xian sneered. "I say, are you crazy? You invited me, so I have to join? What kind of logic is that? How about this? I invite you to join the Dragon Sword Pavilion. As long as you are willing to be my underling, the monthly resources you receive will be double what you get from the Hidden Dragon League." "Impudent! Who do you think you are? How dare you try to recruit us?" Yao Bin roared. Lin Xian sneered. "Then who do you think you are? Do you think you are worthy of recruiting me?" Facing the Hidden Dragon League, Lin Xian was not afraid. "What a joke! You invited me to join, but you got angry when I didn't. You wouldn't force me to do something like that." As for Yao Bin, Lin Xian did not take him seriously at all. As for Second Tang, although he was an expert ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, Lin Xian was not afraid at all if they really fought. After all, he had a great killing weapon in his hands. Since junior brother Lin is unwilling, then forget it. Although it's a pity, I still respect junior brother Lin's decision. However, this falling star is really important to me. I wonder if junior brother Lin can give it to me? Don't worry. You bought it for 3,000 demon cores, so I'll pay 6,000 demon cores. I won't let you lose out. Although Second Tang frowned slightly at Lin Xian's rejection, he was an expert ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, so he would not get angry easily. Otherwise, people would think that he was bullying a newcomer. Therefore, he did not get angry immediately. Instead, he changed the topic to the falling star. He did not have high hopes for the previous invitation. After all, the other party had his own forces. However, he was determined to get the falling star and was very confident. Therefore, he had doubled the price. Furthermore, he had personally asked, so the other party would probably give him some face. However, he was completely wrong this time. If it had been something else, then he would have let it go. However, the falling star was also very important to Lin Xian. Therefore, even if it had been 6,000 silver-grade demon cores, Lin Xian would have decisively rejected it, let alone 6,000 green-grade demon cores. Indeed, in the next moment, Lin Xian quickly shook his head. I'm really sorry. This falling star is also very important to me, so I won't hand it over. However, I think that with the power of the Hidden Dragon Society, it shouldn't be too difficult to find another one. Hearing this, the crowd did not expect Lin Xian to reject Second Tang, who was ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, so decisively. The corner of Yao Bin's mouth twitched. Find another one? Although he did not know the exact value of the falling star, he knew that it was definitely very rare based on Second Tang's attention to this matter. Therefore, he would never believe that Second Tang would find another one, even if he was beaten to death. Second Tang's face darkened when he heard this. There was a trace of coldness in his eyes. He did not expect Lin Xian to reject him. He did not take him seriously at all. Ever since he had ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, his mentality had changed. In the past, although he was powerful, he did not have any status. It could be said that he had been lying low. However, now that he had soared to the sky and ranked 10th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, it could be said that he had entered the top echelon of the entire academy. Naturally, the arrogance in his heart rose. Therefore, when he faced Lin Xian, he looked down on him. In his opinion, although Lin Xian had some reputation, he could not be compared to him. After all, he was not a good-for-nothing like Yan Qingfeng. However, he did not expect Lin Xian to reject him. Moreover, he rejected him so decisively without any hesitation. This was undoubtedly a slap in his face. Junior brother Lin, do you want to seriously consider it? Chapter 949. Tang Er said coldly. At the same time, a terrifying aura emanated from his body. It was as if a peerless beast was rapidly awakening. Sensing this aura, the surrounding people were horrified and kept retreating. This aura was too powerful, and it was not something they could resist. Even Murong Qingcheng and the black-white double demons looked solemn and were secretly on guard. Although the other party was arrogant, his strength was there and could not be underestimated. However, Lin Xian still had a calm smile on his face, as if the terrifying aura did not affect him at all. Seeing this, Tang Er's brows furrowed even tighter. First, Lin Xian rejected his invitation. Now, he was not afraid of his coercion. It was as if everything Lin Xian did was a provocation to him, as someone who had just stepped onto the throne of the strong. How could he tolerate such provocation? Moreover, Lin Xian's next words made him even more furious. Lin Xian said indifferently, "There's no need to consider. If there's nothing else, then goodbye." Seeing Lin Xian's attitude, Tang Er finally could not take it anymore. He snorted coldly, and the aura on his body erupted again. Boom, boom, boom. The void trembled, and the surrounding martial artists were pushed away by this force. They fell to the ground with a look of horror on their faces. The terrifying spiritual energy condensed in the sky and formed a huge palm of light. It grabbed at Lin Xian fiercely. Everyone was horrified. They did not expect Tang Air to suddenly attack. Lin Xian felt the rapidly approaching palm and snorted coldly. A sharp light burst out from his eyes. Then he took a step forward, and the sword aura on his body surged. It formed a light sword that was dozens of feet long and quickly slashed forward. The huge spiritual light sword tore through the void with ease. With a long tail of light and a sharp aura, it collided with the huge palm in the sky. An earth-shattering sound was heard. A terrifying ball of energy formed between the two. It quickly spread and swept in all directions. Looking at this scene, countless people screamed in horror and quickly fled into the distance. In the next moment, the place where they were originally at was swept by the aftermath of the energy. Countless boulders were turned into powder, and the entire ground was cut into several pieces. That strike was so terrifying. Moreover, this was only a confrontation of the two people's auras. If the two of them really fought, the entire valley would probably be flattened in an instant. What? It was blocked. This is impossible. Seeing this scene, Yao Bin screamed in horror. In his opinion, the pressure released by Tang Air would definitely be able to heavily injure Lin Xian. He could even imagine the scene of Lin Xian being sent flying by the pressure. He didn't expect that the other party would be able to withstand it. This was completely beyond his imagination. Although this was only spiritual pressure, it wasn't something that a freshman could resist. Tang Air was also greatly surprised. His eyes narrowed slightly as he stared at the figure in front of him. His gaze revealed a frightening light. In the next moment, he took a step forward, and his figure suddenly disappeared. In an instant, he appeared in front of Lin Xian. So fast! Even the black-white double fiends beside him cried out in surprise at this speed. Clearly, Tang Air's speed had exceeded their reaction time. Lin Xian's pupils shrank as well, but he clearly caught the other's movements. Without any hesitation, a ball of azure cold air appeared on Lin Xian's palm, and he fiercely blasted it forward. This palm blocked the other's fist. When the fist and the palm collided, a thunderous sound was heard again. The two forces collided, forming countless storms. He blocked it again. This time, Tang Air was also moved, and he stopped looking down on him. If the previous spiritual power confrontation made him feel doubtful, then this fist and palm collision made him completely understand that the young man in front of him was more powerful than he had imagined. At least, it wasn't something that he could deal with in 1 or 2 moves. Not only that, the other party's cold air was very strange. Not only was it extremely cold, but it also contained a sharp sword aura. At this moment, the aura was madly drilling into his body. If it wasn't for his strong spiritual power that could block it, an ordinary person wouldn't have been able to withstand it. When the crowd in the distance saw this scene, their eyes almost popped out. Lin Xian had actually blocked Tang Air's attack. This was simply too shocking. Before this, they didn't think highly of Lin Xian. Although Lin Xian could kill Yen Qingfeng, who was ranked 30th on the mysterious sovereign leaderboard, there was a world of difference between the top 30 and the top 10. However, at this moment, Lin Xian had blocked Tang Air's attack. This meant that his strength was definitely above everyone's expectations. Tang Air was also extremely shocked. However, he still grinned and said, "You're indeed the most famous person among the new students. Junior brother Lin's skills are indeed extraordinary. It's just SOO. I only used 30% of my strength." Lin Xian also smiled. "If you want to continue fighting, I'll accompany you to the end. However, when the time comes, it's not certain who will be ranked 10th on the mysterious sovereign leaderboard." The crowd widened their eyes as if they couldn't believe what they had just heard. What did Lin Xian mean? Could it be that he still had the strength to defeat Tang Er? Tang Er's heart also skipped a beat as he pondered. Logically speaking, he definitely wouldn't believe it. However, Lin Xian was too calm, which made him feel suspicious. In the end, he withdrew his fist and didn't attack again. It seems that junior brother Lin is very confident in his strength. I look forward to your next performance. You won't be disappointed. Seeing that Tang Er didn't attack again, Lin Xian also withdrew his aura. He looked deeply at Tang Er, then turned around and left with Murong Qingqing and the others. Seeing the scene, the crowd was dumbfounded. They didn't expect this to be the result of the conflict between the two. At the same time, they didn't dare to stay in this area any longer. Who knew if Tang Er would go crazy at this moment? If he came looking for them, it would be a big joke. Therefore, the surrounding warriors had all left in an instant. Looking at the backs of Lin Xian and the others, Yao Bin gritted his teeth and asked unwillingly, "Second brother, are we just going to let this kid go like this?" He was unwilling. He didn't expect Tang Er to be unable to take down Lin Xian. Thinking of this, a ball of anger burned in his heart. Tang Er didn't answer. Instead, he quickly mobilized all the spiritual power in his body and rushed it to his right hand. Then, a blue aura appeared in his palm and became denser. Finally, the cold air formed a round ball and appeared in his palm. He clenched his fist and crushed the blue ice ball. I didn't expect this kid to be more difficult to deal with than I thought, especially his cold aura. It's strange and unpredictable, Tang Er said slowly as he dusted off the ice in his hand. The blue ice balls that he forced out of his body just now were the cold aura that Lin Xian had injected into his body. Fortunately, he was strong. If his cultivation was slightly weaker, his entire body would have been frozen by the cold aura. Seeing this scene, Yao Bin and the others were shocked. They didn't expect their opponent to have such a strange method. Are we just going to let him go like this? I can't accept this. Chapter 950. Let him go. Impossible. Let him be proud for 2 days. Tang Er said coldly, "If we didn't need to conserve energy to attack that nest, do you think he would be able to leave safely?" Tang Er's entire body emitted a cold aura, as if he was a peerless beast that wanted to devour people. It won't be too late to teach this brat a lesson after we attack that nest. No one has ever been able to take anything away from me. Hearing his words, Yao Bin and the others relaxed. They knew that it wasn't because Lin Xian was strong, but because Tang Er didn't use his full strength. Otherwise, the brat would have already knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. Second brother, the direction they left in seems to have a target. Could it be that their target is that nest as well? Hearing this, Tang Er nodded. That's possible. Although Lin Xian is a freshman, he has the black-white double ghosts by his side. I think that with the other party's intelligence network, they should also know about the nest. You guys go investigate and see if their target is that nest as well. If it really is that nest, I'll let him know what regret is. That brat is too strange. Should we make a move halfway? Yao Bin revealed a cruel smile. No need, even if they enter the nest, so what? You have to know that I'm not the only one making a move this time. Jiang Yan will also be here in 2 days. Do you think that with their strength they can fight against our hidden dragon society? As he finished speaking, Tang Er's eyes revealed a deep disdain. Even big brother Jiang is coming? Hearing Tang Er's words, Yao Bin was stunned. To deal with a new student, there shouldn't be a need for the 2 experts of the Hidden Dragon Society to make a move. You're thinking too much. Jiang Yan is only here to attack the nest. Dealing with that brat is just a matter of convenience. Hearing this, Yao Bin let out a sigh of relief. It seemed that brat wasn't as strong as he thought. As long as Tang Er used his full strength, he would be able to deal with him. Putting Lin Xian's matter aside, Yao Bin asked again, "Is the news from that nest true?" Of course it's true. After our Hidden Dragon Society repeatedly confirmed it, it can't be wrong. Say, if we successfully kill a gold rank beast, won't it shock everyone? Tang Er's eyes lit up. At that time, we'll probably be the first people in the entire academy to kill a gold rank beast. Perhaps even Dugu Outyen and Li Yunfei did not have such an honor. Thinking of this, Yao Bin and the others' breathing became heavy, and their eyes were burning with passion. If that was really the case, then their Hidden Dragon Society would definitely become the most famous society within the academy. At that time, Lin Xian would be nothing. Even if he begged to join on his knees, they might not agree. Lin Xian and the others were naturally unaware of Tang Er's scheme. They had already left the valley and were heading towards their target. The twin demons of black and white looked at Lin Xian with a puzzled expression. Just for a broken stone, you sent people to fight with the Hidden Dragon Society. Is it worth it? Broken stone? Lin Xian rolled his eyes. This isn't some lousy rock. I'm afraid you won't be able to exchange for it, even if you go to the True Spirit Hall. Then he flipped his palm and took out the fist-sized falling star again. The sword Qi in his body surged and rushed to his hands. Countless tiny sword Qi gushed out and wandered on the surface of the fallen star. Qi, Qi, Qi. When the sword Qi collided with the falling star, countless sparks flew in all directions amidst the metallic collision. This thing is so hard. Seeing this, the twin demons of black and white could no longer remain calm. Even Murong Qingqing looked at it curiously. They knew Lin Xian's strength. Even a martial artist at the second sky of the Venerable Realm would not be able to resist this sword Qi. But now it was unable to break a piece of broken stone. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He circulated his soul power and carefully examined the structure of the falling star. Then he quickly made his move. The great dragon sword soul in his body rotated and covered the entire falling star. This time the sword Qi was even sharper. Countless fragments danced in the air as if a layer of clothing had been taken off. The falling star gradually emitted a blue light. In the end, the rusty iron on the surface completely disappeared. The entire falling star turned into a dark blue metal. It was like a sea of stars incomparably deep. The twin demons of black and white opened their mouths wide. They could not believe the scene in front of them. The previously dilapidated stone had become so dazzling. Murong Qingqing also exclaimed, "It's so beautiful. It's like a real star." Of course, it was originally a star. Lin Xian smiled. Then, he carefully put away the falling star. This thing was related to the grade of the Red Lotus armor. It was absolutely precious. "Kid, you have such a good eye. How could you find such a hidden treasure? If second brother Tang knew about it, he would be so angry that he would vomit blood." The twin demons of black and white smirked. Lin Xian shrugged. It had nothing to do with him whether the other party would vomit blood or not. "Let's go. Let's reach the golden lair first," Lin Xian said in a deep voice. He did not want such a treasure to be taken away by others. The others nodded in agreement. Then the group sped up. They did not delay along the way, so their speed was very fast. A day later, they were close to the place marked on the map. However, Lin Xian and the others realized that they were not the only team heading in that direction. It seemed that the news had spread. Lin Xian sighed. In just half a day, 2 teams had flown past them, and that was only in their direction. He did not know what it was like in other directions. However, it should not be too deserted. Ignore the others. "Let's go," Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Now, he knew that this kind of thing could not be hidden in the monster-slaying world. However, it did not matter even if everyone knew, because the golden lair was not an ordinary lair. It was extremely dangerous. Only people with strength could come here. Lin Xian was still confident in his strength. They continued forward and realized that the scenery in front of them had changed. White skeletons began to appear on the ground. Some were scattered, while others were intact. The closer they got to the golden lair, the more skeletons there were on the ground. Not only that, but the entire air was emitting a demonic aura which made people feel very oppressed. Finally, Lin Xian and the others arrived at the place marked on the map, which was in front of the golden lair. The first thing they sensed was a strong beastly aura surging toward them. The demonic aura was so strong that it directly turned into a mist that could be seen with the naked eye, spreading throughout the entire area. Not only was the aura terrifying, but the demonic aura could also corrode a person's body. If someone with weaker strength came here, they would probably be corroded by the demonic aura in a short time. The consequences of being corroded by the demonic aura were very tragic. They would either explode and die or go crazy and become a killing machine. Fortunately, Lin Xian and the others were strong. The demonic aura did not affect them at all. They pulled themselves together and walked forward. Chapter 9:51. Cheering up, Lin Xian and the rest walked forward. Then they saw a huge object standing in front of them. Seeing that thing, Lin Xian and the rest sucked in a breath of cold air. That huge black shadow was actually a skeleton. It was a skeleton that was 100 feet tall, like a huge mountain. Although the demonic beast had been dead for a long time, the skeleton still exuded a terrifying aura. As expected of the golden lair. It's really extraordinary, Lin Xian exclaimed. This scene was much more terrifying than the silver lair from before. Lin Xian and the rest stood in front of the golden lair, looking at the huge skeleton and feeling deeply shocked. However, what made them even more shocked was that they found other teams here, and there were quite a few of them. These people could come here and ignore the demonic aura's corrosion. It was enough to show that they were strong. However, the good thing was that these forces were only on guard against each other and did not cause any conflict. Lin Xian and the rest occupied a safe place and looked at the golden lair in front of them. There was a dense crowd of bronze, demonic beasts. In addition, there was a large number of silver demonic beasts. Just the strength of the golden lair's periphery had already surpassed the silver lair that Lin Xian attacked before. Lin Xian relied on his outstanding soul power to sense that there was an extremely powerful and obscure aura in the depths of the golden lair. It should be the newly promoted gold demonic beast. At this moment, the demonic beasts on the periphery saw the surrounding warriors and roared angrily. They were irritable and restless. Fortunately, they seemed to have received some orders and did not rush over. Instead, they guarded the entire golden lair. Lin Xian and the rest did not immediately make a move. Instead, they sat cross-legged and quickly adjusted their state of mind. Anyway, this place was no longer a secret. It would not be long before other warriors came. Before the situation was clear, Lin Xian and the rest would not make a move. Fortunately, these people were patient enough to wait. As time passed, more and more warriors came. From time to time, the sound of breaking air could be heard. It was obvious that a large number of warriors were rushing over. All of a sudden, an enormous and boundless energy came from afar. Like a huge wave, it tore apart the terrifying demonic qi. Then, a group of people charged into the arena. The surrounding martial artists were shocked and raised their heads to look. Lin Xian and the others opened their eyes and looked at the sky. They're from the Hidden Dragon League. Seeing the figures of Tang Er and the others, the black-white double fiends snorted coldly. This group of people was really like ghosts that wouldn't go away. Lin Xian also frowned slightly. He didn't expect that the Hidden Dragon League would also know about this. Thinking about it, with the relationship between the two parties, there would be a fierce battle when they entered the nest. However, he wasn't too worried. If the other party really made a move, he would let those people know who the soft persimmon was. Tang Er and the others looked around with arrogance in their eyes. Soon, they discovered the figures of Lin Xian and the others. Second Tang narrowed his eyes, and the corners of his mouth curled into an evil smile. Behind him, Yao Bin and the others glared fiercely at him. The twin ghosts of black and white snorted coldly when they saw the other party's malicious gazes. If it weren't for the fact that the other party had more people, they would have already attacked. Kid, I'm afraid that those people don't have good intentions. When the time comes and we enter the nest, they will definitely attack you. Why don't we think of a way to get rid of them now? The twin ghosts of Black and White were ruthless people. Naturally, they wouldn't be afraid of the Hidden Dragon League. However, Lin Xian shook his head. If he made a move now, he would undoubtedly become the target of public criticism. He didn't want to cause any trouble at this critical moment. Just as he finished speaking, another powerful aura came from the distance. Immediately after, a fiery red figure appeared in the sky. Boom! The red aura surged, bringing with it a terrifyingly high temperature. The surrounding demonic aura was all burned to ashes, and more than half of the area was cleared. How terrifying! Feeling the heat, the surrounding people were shocked. Lin Xian was also shocked and looked up again. In the sky, the fiery red light gradually disappeared and a figure appeared. It was a man wearing a fiery red robe. There was also a dark red, flowing light in his eyes. His entire person was like a god of fire, incomparably hot. It's him, Jiang Yan. I didn't think that he would also come. Many people exclaimed. Jiang Yan. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. In the previous news, there was information that Jiang Yan had defeated Xiang Fei, who was ranked 8th. His strength could be said to be even more terrifying than Tang Er. He didn't think that both of the Hidden Dragon League's experts would come here. The surrounding people were also shocked. In their opinion, the Hidden Dragon League must have attached great importance to this golden nest. They even seemed to be determined to obtain it. Unlike the surrounding people who were shocked, the Hidden Dragon League members were very happy. After all, with 2 experts, their success rate would be much higher. Jiang Yan smiled at Tang Er and said, We're not too late, right? Not too late. Even if we're a bit late, so what? Even if all these people enter the nest, the final winner will be us. Tang Er's eyes flashed with confidence. Jiang Yan nodded, then looked down at the nest. When he saw the 100 feet tall skeleton, he was also slightly stunned. As expected of the golden nest, this aura is indeed extraordinary. Then his gaze swept past the demonic beast nest and scanned the surroundings. When the surrounding martial artists were swept by this gaze, they all felt their bodies stiffen. They didn't dare to look him in the eye. Although Jiang Yan didn't say anything, the corner of his mouth held a trace of disdain. Soon his gaze fixed on a place. He said indifferently, That person is Lin Xian. Yes, that's the kid. Tang Er said coldly, He's even more arrogant than the rumors. He actually dared to reject my invitation. Behind him, Yao Bin and the others also quickly said, Yes, big brother Jiang. That kid is too despicable. He doesn't put the Hidden Dragon League in his eyes at all. When Jiang Yan heard their words, he didn't show any emotion. He asked again, How's his strength? He's stronger than I imagined. He was actually able to take one of my attacks. Oh, you fought with him. Hearing Tang Er's words, Jiang Yan revealed a trace of surprise. Looks like we have to reevaluate this kid. After all, he still has the Lone Star Sword, a half-Earth rank artifact. If he uses the Lone Star Sword, his strength will probably increase by a lot. It's nothing. No matter how strong he is, he's no match for us. Tang Er said proudly. If there's no other way, we'll capture him before he uses the Lone Star Sword. Obviously, they also had a strategy to deal with the Lone Star Sword. Hearing Tang Er's answer, Jiang Yan nodded slightly. Suddenly, he frowned and turned to look behind him. The sound of something breaking through the air could be heard again. A group of figures quickly rushed over. The person in the lead had a very powerful aura. It seemed to be even more terrifying than when Jiang Yan arrived. Qi Hao. I didn't expect him to come too. Jiang Yan looked at the figure behind him. His voice became serious, and at the same time his eyes emitted a terrifying light. Chapter 952. Seeing this, Yao Bin and the others trembled slightly. As members of the Hidden Dragon League, they naturally knew what Jiang Yan's expression meant. Jiang Yan would only have such an expression when he was extremely excited. Indeed, Jiang Yan was extremely excited at the moment. He was already ranked 8th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, while Qi Hao was ranked 5th. Although the top 10 were the first echelon, the top 5 were even more powerful and had a better reputation. If he could defeat Qi Hao and obtain the 5th position, his fame would increase once again, and he would become the biggest dark horse of the demon-slaying conference. Although Qi Hao was ranked 5th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard and was powerful, Jiang Yan had absolute confidence in himself. When he had obtained the 8th position on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, he had only used 3 moves. Therefore, he was confident that he could challenge Qi Hao. Below, the black-white double demons were also shocked. "Who is that?" Lin Xian asked. He had never seen the black-white double demons with such serious expressions. "Qi Hao, ranked 5th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard. He is extremely powerful and can be considered a true top expert." Lin Xian nodded. The 5th position on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard was already extremely terrifying. It was no wonder that the black-white double demons had such expressions. Qi Hao also swept his gaze over the crowd, but he only greeted Jiang Yan, Tang Er, and a few others. He completely ignored the others. Although the others were angry and dissatisfied, no one dared to say anything. After Qi Hao's arrival, other ancient martial art practitioners arrived one after another. However, the number of people was much smaller than before. It seemed that most of the ancient martial art practitioners who had received the news had already arrived. Seeing the decreasing number of ancient martial art practitioners, many people's breathing became heavier and their eyes burned with passion. This was because they knew that they would soon begin to attack the nest. Lin Xian also said in a low voice, "When we attack the nest later, everyone be careful. You must protect yourself. It doesn't matter if you don't get the demon core." Although the demon core was good, personal safety was more important. Therefore, no one had any objections. Not only Lin Xian and the others, but all the other teams were preparing. The originally quiet atmosphere immediately became heated. Finally, someone could not help but lead the team to charge toward the golden nest. With one person taking the lead, the others did not hesitate. They all used their spiritual power and charged forward with all their might. Although they couldn't kill a gold-ranked demonic beast, there were still a large number of bronze-ranked and silver-ranked demonic beasts in the nest. Therefore, this time, as long as they gave it their all, they would definitely be able to reap great rewards. Disdain appeared in Second Tang's eyes when he saw the figures flying out. In his opinion, it was useless no matter how fast these people rushed, because the gold, rank demon beast would definitely be theirs in the end. "Let's go, let's make our move," Second Tang said in a deep voice. "After lying low for so long, it's time to let the world know our strength." Hearing this, the gazes of the Hidden Dragon League's martial artists immediately became fiery. Each of them released a powerful aura and followed behind Jiang Yan and Tang Er, quickly flying upwards. On the other side, Qi Hao also set off with many martial artists. As he gazed at the fleeing figures, Lin Xian took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "Let's go!" Then he stomped his foot and turned into a beam of light that shot forward. At the same time, Murong Qingqing, the twin ghosts of black and white, and the others quickly followed behind him. Like a shooting star, they gathered among the martial artists and quickly moved forward with the flow of people. On the other side, when the demonic beasts outside the nest saw the numerous martial artists rushing towards them, they immediately raised their heads and roared angrily. Terrifying demonic qi also rose from their bodies. It was obvious that they were angered by the actions of the crowd. The demonic beasts were infuriated and quickly rushed over. Not long after, they collided with the martial artists who were rushing towards them. Suddenly, a great battle was about to break out. Lin Xian and the others were naturally blocked by the bronze-ranked demonic beasts. However, they were powerful and didn't fear the demonic beasts at all. With a long roar, Lin Xian flicked his finger and the wind shadow sword appeared in his hand. With a wave of his arm, streaks of sword qi swept out in all directions. Wherever the sword qi swept past, all the demonic beasts were cut in half. Murong Qingqing's body was surrounded by purple light. His large purple palm appeared and disappeared like a ghost. Every strike was able to wipe out a group of demonic beasts. The black-white double ghosts were even more ferocious. When the two of them joined forces, their momentum was no weaker than Lin Xian and the others. As for Su Yu and the others, although their strength was weaker, the four of them joined forces. With Lin Xian and the others covering for them, there was no danger. However, this was the Golden Nest after all. It was the most dangerous place in the demon-slaying world. There were too many ordinary demonic beasts. They were like endless waves. Among them, there were also many silver-ranked demonic beasts. They led powerful demonic beasts to fight against the humans. No, there are too many of them. We have to charge quickly. Otherwise, if we're surrounded here, we'll be in danger. Murong Qingqing said in a deep voice. All right then, we'll adopt the knife formation. One person will be the main force in the front and the others will assist. We'll rotate every half an incense sticks time. This way, they could maintain their super strong combat strength and conserve their energy to deal with any changes that might occur at any time. In this formation, they quickly charged through the demonic beasts. They were very fast, but there were some people who were faster than them. Among them, there were two teams that charged at the front. One of them was the Hidden Dragon Society. Tang Er and Jiang Yen joined forces and charged at the front. They led the members of the Hidden Dragon Society and charged forward like a sharp sword. Wherever they went, nothing could stop them. The other team was led by Qi Hao. These two teams were the most powerful and left the others far behind. Damn it, there are too many of them. We can't keep up. The twin ghosts of black and white were angry. Don't worry about it. Let them charge. This way, they can take most of the attention. Lin Xian said in a deep voice, we just have to maintain this speed. Don't worry, the golden demonic beasts are not that easy to kill. Even if they arrive first, they can't kill the golden demonic beasts in an instant. Lin Xian's words gave everyone confidence. Even the twin ghosts of black and white calmed down. The group maintained their formation and charged forward quickly. Finally, after a difficult charge, they tore through the outer defense line and arrived at the center of the nest. The center of the nest was even more terrifying. It was densely packed with demonic beasts. It had to be said that the golden demonic beasts were too terrifying. Just the strength they displayed was already 10 times that of the silver demonic beasts. However, Lin Xian and the others had only just broken through the outer defense of the nest and reached the entrance. It was easy to imagine how terrifying the creatures inside were. However, although there were many demonic beasts here, Lin Xian and the others were even faster than when they were in the outer defense line. What's going on? The twin ghosts of black and white were shocked. Even Murong Qingqing was confused. Chapter 953. Lin Xian furrowed his brows. He spread out his soul power and scanned the area. Then, a suspicious expression appeared on his face. Did you notice? There are no silver beasts in the lair. That's true. The twin ghosts of black and white scanned their surroundings and found that there were only bronze figures everywhere. Indeed, there were no silver-level demonic beasts. This is weird. Are there only so few beasts in the lair? Impossible. Even if there are only so few silver beasts, they can't all be in the periphery. But there are no silver beasts in the inner part of the lair. There must be something that we don't know. There must be something wrong. Lin Xian was puzzled about the lack of silver beasts in the lair. At the same time, he put his guard up. However, he didn't find anything strange in the next few days. So he put the matter aside for the time being. After about an hour, Lin Xian and the others finally arrived at the inner part of the lair. When they stepped through the last tunnel, they found that the number of beasts in front of them had decreased. The beasts behind them were roaring uneasily and didn't dare to follow them. Seeing this, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Although it had only been an hour, they had used up a lot of energy. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief. They took out elixirs and swallowed them to recover their energy quickly. Then they looked in front of them. The area in front of them gradually became empty. Several huge stone pillars stood in all directions, supporting the entire lair. Also, unlike the outside world, the demonic aura here was thicker. It even carried a huge pressure. Although the aura was terrifying, everyone's face was filled with joy, because only the gold demonic beast could emit such a terrifying aura. Everyone be careful. Don't let your guard down. The closer they were to the gold beasts, the more dangerous it was for them. Not only were they in danger from the beasts, but they were also in danger from martial artists from the same academy. Along the way, Lin Xian found that many martial artists had gathered in front of them. They stopped in one place and didn't move. It seemed that the golden right hand was there. Lin Xian and the others moved and came to the back of the crowd. Lin Xian looked through the crowd. Up ahead, there was a huge stone platform, and on that stone platform, there was a golden figure. Gold-ranked demon beast. Seeing the golden figure, the twin demons of black and white could not help but exclaim, "It's here! It's finally here!" Everyone was excited. This was a gold-ranked demonic beast, which was definitely the most terrifying existence in the demon-slaying world. Sure enough, a strong demonic aura was emitted from that golden body. That aura caused them to feel a wave of apprehension. Conservatively speaking, this gold-colored demonic beast was equivalent to a human fourth heaven venerable. However, demonic beasts had tough bodies and were incomparably ferocious. Their combat prowess would definitely be even stronger. This gold-ranked demonic beast was stronger than he had imagined. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. He realized that these were all gold-ranked beasts, and they seemed to be even stronger than Xiao Li from the Blackwater City. As expected of the strongest existence in the Demon Slayer realm, he is indeed incomparably powerful. However, this also created a problem. This meant that the gold-ranked demonic beast was stronger than any of the warriors present. Unless everyone worked together, it was impossible for a single force to swallow it. Sure enough, when he saw more and more cultivators rushing over, Jiang Yan took a step forward and said loudly, "Everyone, I'm sure everyone has sensed the strong demonic aura. I don't need to explain how powerful a gold-ranked demonic beast is. I'm sure no one is a match for it alone. If we want to kill this gold-ranked demonic beast, there is only one way, and that is to work together. Otherwise, not only will we not be able to get the demonic core, we might even be killed." Hearing this, everyone fell silent. Indeed, what Jiang Yan said was the truth. They knew how powerful a gold-ranked demonic beast was. Moreover, everyone agreed with the idea of working together. However, there was still a problem that needed to be solved. There was only one gold-ranked demonic beast. If everyone worked together to get the demonic core, who would it belong to? This was everyone's concern. Soon, someone raised this objection. Tang Er frowned and said coldly, "It's not too late to discuss this matter after we kill the gold-ranked demonic beast. Now, let's think about how to work together to deal with the gold-ranked demonic beast." Hearing this cold voice, no one dared to refute. At this moment, Jiang Yan looked at Qi, who was not far away. "Brother Qi, what do you think?" "Sure, working together is our only option now." Qi Hao did not object. With Qi Hao's support, the other martial artists nodded in agreement. Moreover, Qi Hao and Jiang Yan were the most powerful martial artists in this place. following behind them, although they might not be able to get the demonic core. At least they could ensure their safety. Looking at the discussion in front of them, Lin Xian and the rest followed behind the group, without saying anything. However, Lin Xian frowned slightly. He had a feeling of uneasiness in his heart. This was his instinctive reaction. He seemed to be able to predict good and bad luck. This feeling was very suspenseful, but it was very accurate every time. "Kid, be careful. I feel that this place is a little strange." The Crimson Dragon reminded him through voice transmission. With the Crimson Dragon's words, Lin Xian became even more vigilant. Although he did not know where this feeling of uneasiness came from, in his opinion, it was very likely to have something to do with the missing silver-ranked demonic beasts. However, just as he was guessing in his heart, Jiang Yin turned to look at him. "Junior brother Lin, what do you think?" Lin Xian was stunned. He did not expect Jiang Yin to ask him. However, he quickly put away his guesses and said in a low voice, "I'm just a new student. I'll leave this decision to you guys." There was nothing much to say about working together. He was more concerned about the distribution of the loot. However, he definitely could not get an answer to this question now. Therefore, he wasn't too concerned about the matter of joining forces. "Yes, although you're a new student, you're not any weaker than us. We still need you to be the main force in this collaboration," Jiang Yin said again. "Main force?" Everyone was stunned and looked at him in disbelief. Although Lin Xian was very strong, these people in front of him seemed to be even stronger. For example, Jiang Yan and Qi Hao were super experts in the top 10 of the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard. At this moment, such people were actually asking for Lin Xian's opinion. It was indeed shocking. At this moment, Tang Er smiled sinisterly and said, "Junior brother Lin, don't be humble. With your skills and the power of the Lone Star Sword, I'm afraid you're not weaker than any of us. It's really a loss for this operation for someone like you not to be the main force." Hearing this, everyone suddenly realized that Lin Xian still had the Lone Star Sword. If he took it out, he would definitely be able to fight against Jianya and the others. Lin Xian frowned. The other party was so eager to let him be the main force. It was definitely not a good thing. Chapter 954. "Be careful, they might want to exhaust your strength," Morong Qingqing said softly. "Don't worry, I know." Lin Xian nodded. However, he had no choice but to join forces to kill the enemy. If he did not agree, he would definitely be ostracized by the other forces. By then, he might be directly excluded from the alliance. It seemed that the other party was indeed sinister. However, Lin Xian was not afraid. He would be the main force. The Lone Star Sword was not his only trump card. "How about this? The black-white double demons will go with me. Morong, you and senior sister, Su, will stay behind. I feel that those silver-ranked beasts that disappeared are a little strange. You guys should pay more attention." "Okay." Morong Qingqing nodded. Since Lin Xian had made such an arrangement, he must have a plan. After arranging Morong Qingqing, Su Yu, and the others, Lin Xian led the black-white double demons forward. Seeing that Lin Xian was really walking forward, Jiang Yan and the others revealed a meaningful smile. In the next moment, he said loudly, "Everyone, since we have decided to join forces, let's not waste any more time. Let's kill this golden right hand as soon as possible." Okay. All the forces nodded and sent out their experts. Those who walked out were all at the third heaven of the honorable realm. Lin Xian looked and saw that there were more than 20 people in total. It was a very powerful lineup. These people gathered together and were ready to attack together. The gold-ranked demonic beast seemed to have sensed the crowd's intentions. Its huge body slowly stood up, causing the entire lair to tremble. This gold-ranked beast was very huge, like a giant mountain. Its terrifying eyes flickered with golden light, like two golden lanterns that shrouded everyone. Its expression was like a giant dragon looking down at ants. Bang! A disdainful sound was heard. 2 breaths came out of its nose, like rolling waves, and rushed toward everyone. Feeling this strange attack, the surrounding martial artists were shocked. They quickly joined forces to block it. Although it was just a casual attack from the gold-ranked beast, it was extremely terrifying in everyone's eyes. Jian Yen shouted coldly. His terrifying voice shook the surroundings. Everyone attacked together and killed the beast. Then he took the lead and attacked first. After him, Chi Hao and Tang Er, these 2 super experts, also fought back with all their might. The 3 of them were the most powerful and were among the top 10 on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard. Their reactions were also the fastest. In an instant, the 3 of them launched 3 terrifying attacks, which collided with the chi waves that the demonic beast spat out. After that, the others also counterattacked. However, their momentum was much weaker than the 3 of them. For a moment, Jian Yan's entire body floated in the air, his body glowing with a fiery red light. The clouds in front of him gathered to form a terrifying giant palm that slammed forward. Fire God's palm! The fiery red palm was completely red, and there were mysterious runes flickering on it, emitting a terrifying energy. As the palm slammed down, the void was mercilessly torn apart. Terrifying heat roared towards the gold-ranked demonic beast below. Ghost God Flying Dagger! Frigid water sword art. Tang Er and Chi Hao weren't willing to be outdone either. They both unleashed their powerful ultimate skills. A flying knife pierced through the void like a bolt of lightning. It was incomparably sharp as it flew towards the gold-ranked demonic beast. The angle of its attack was precisely the beast's vital point. On the other side, the terrifying sword Chi also slashed down rapidly. When the 3 powerhouses attacked together, their momentum was extremely terrifying. Sensing the terrifying attack, the gold-ranked demonic beast on the other side was enraged. It roared into the sky, and a golden light suddenly bloomed from its body. It was like a golden ocean that slammed in all directions. The power was too terrifying. It was not any weaker than a level 4 supremacy. For a moment, all sorts of terrifying attacks collided with each other. An extremely powerful energy burst out, forming an energy storm. Bang! Countless low sounds were heard. Jian Yan and the others' bodies shook. They kept retreating in the air, causing the void to crack. Then, a look of shock appeared in their eyes. The 3 of them couldn't even withstand the attack of the gold-ranked demonic beast. This was beyond their expectations. One should know that the 3 of them were super existences in the top 10 of the Mystic Supremacy leaderboard. If they worked together, they could take down an ordinary level 4 supremacy. However, at this moment, they couldn't do anything to the gold-ranked demonic beast. However, the 3 of them were still fine. They were only pushed back a few steps. However, the martial artists behind them weren't so lucky. The golden wave was as heavy as 10,000 pounds. It slammed into their bodies and sent them flying. Bang! 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 Many martial artists crashed into the wall behind them and spat out mouthfuls of blood. There were also some unlucky ones who were forcefully teleported out of the North Slaying Monster Realm due to their severe injuries. This was the Monster Slaying Monster Realm's special protection mechanism. When a martial artist's life was in danger, they could be quickly teleported out to ensure that these disciples would not die. However, this also meant that their results in the monster slaying gathering were 0. They had no chance of entering the monster blood pool. Seeing this, countless people were terrified and kept retreating. It was too terrifying. They couldn't resist it at all. It was like an ant facing distance. They couldn't resist at all. Lin Xian's expression was grave. Originally, he had thought that even if these attacks couldn't hurt the gold-ranked demonic beast, they could at least contend with it. However, Now it seemed that the opponent's strength had exceeded his expectations. No, this gold-ranked demonic beast is too terrifying. It seems like we can't resist it. The black-white double ghosts' bodies were also unstable as they dispelled the terrifying power. At the same time, they felt a lingering fear. If they had been arrogant and came to the golden lair alone, they would have ended up in a terrible state. On the other hand, Lin Xian frowned as he stared at the gigantic, gold-ranked demonic beast. Suddenly he was surprised. This was because he found that the demonic beast's heart wasn't pure gold. Instead, there was a trace of silver light. This light was very weak and seemed to be covered by the surrounding golden light. Therefore, if one didn't look carefully, they wouldn't have noticed it. It was only because of Lin Xian's powerful soul power that he could notice the abnormality. The silver area. Lin Xian's lips curled up. Perhaps that was the area that hadn't completed its evolution. It was also the weak spot of the gold-ranked demonic beast. In order to confirm his thoughts, he stomped his foot and flew into the sky. With a flick of his finger, the wind shadow sword appeared in his hand. Suddenly, Lin Xian's aura changed drastically. He exuded a sharp aura. In the next moment, he waved a sword aura and slashed at the silver area where the gold-ranked demonic beast's heart was. This sword had used the power of the great dragon sword soul. It was extremely sharp. In an instant, the sword aura was like lightning. It arrived in front of the demonic beast and slashed down hard. As if it felt threatened, the gold-ranked demonic beast let out an angry roar. Countless golden thunderbolts appeared around it. One of them was as thick as a bucket. It turned into a dragon and slammed down on Lin Xian. "Junior brother Lin, be careful!" Su Yu and the others exclaimed. The thunderbolts were too terrifying. Chapter 955. Rumble. The terrifying lightning struck down, annihilating everything in the vicinity. The ground cracked and a pitch-black hole appeared. Lin Xian's figure was also shrouded and torn to pieces in an instant. Everyone was stunned when they saw this scene, and their hearts were filled with shock and terror. However, in the next moment, they discovered that Lin Xian's figure had once again appeared above their heads. Was that just an afterimage? Countless people were shocked. Even Jiang Yan and the others looked serious. Lin Xian's speed was too fast, beyond their expectations. Although Lin Xian dodged the attack of the golden lightning, the sword qi that he shot out was shattered by the golden demonic beast. Therefore, the two of them were evenly matched in this exchange. But in everyone's eyes, that was an incredible thing. One should know that even Jiang Yan and the others were forced to retreat when they joined forces. However, Lin Xian was now able to contend with a gold-ranked demonic beast. It was simply unbelievable. However, this was not the end of it. In the next moment, Lin Xian swung his sword again, forming a rain of sword qi that covered the entire sky. Spring Rain Sword. The sword qi continued to attack endlessly, completely enveloping the gold-ranked demonic beast. Of course, the main target of the sword qi was the silver region on the chest of the gold-ranked beast. Ding ding dang dang. Countless sword qi collided with the huge body of the gold-ranked demonic beast, producing metallic sounds and countless sparks. The gold-ranked demonic beast was incomparably furious. A gigantic beast claw stretched out like a golden mountain, incomparably heavy as it pressed down on Lin Xian. Boom! Countless air waves rolled, and the continuous stream of sword qi was blasted away by the golden mountain. However, the specialty of the Spring Rain Sword was that it was continuous. Therefore, even if the gold-colored demonic beast managed to blast away a part of it, there was still a lot of sword qi that gathered and pierced towards the heart. Whoosh! The sword qi was sharp, and it finally pierced the silver area in his heart. Roar! Instantly, the gold demonic beast was enraged. It let out a terrifying roar that made everyone's face turn pale. Not only that, but the berserk demonic energy also surged over like waves. He was furious. The gold rank demonic beast seemed to have gone mad. It was terrifying beyond compare. Everyone was stunned. They did not know what Lin Xian had done to provoke the gold rank demonic beast to such an extent. However, in the next moment, their eyeballs nearly fell out of their sockets, because after that the gold-ranked beast's body started to tremble slightly, and it even took a step back. This scene stunned everyone. They couldn't believe it at all. If one were to say that Lin Xian was able to fight against a gold-ranked demon beast, they would still believe it. That was because his strange speed was shocking. But now, Lin Xian actually managed to push back the golden demon beast with a single slash. This was simply incomprehensible. One had to know that before this, the combined forces of more than 20 of them did not even cause any damage to the gold-ranked beast. They were even injured by the rebound force. Could it be that this kid was hiding his strength? This scene shocked countless people, especially Tang and the other members of the Hidden Dragon Society. Their eyelids twitched violently. If that was really the case, didn't that mean that Lin Xian had the strength of a fourth heaven venerable? Impossible. Jiang Yan shook his head decisively. It's impossible for him to possess the strength of a fourth heaven venerable. There must be something we don't know about. Qi Hao nodded as well. It's impossible for him to be so strong. Hearing the two experts' words, the surrounding people calmed down. However, they all looked at Lin Xian with confusion in their eyes. Junior brother Lin, how did you do it? At this moment, Jiang Yan also asked. It's simple. Lin Xian shrugged. The area around the gold-ranked demon beast's heart is silver. I think it hasn't fully evolved yet. That silver area should be its weak point. Therefore, as long as you attack that area, you'll be able to achieve twice the result with half the effort. What? There's a silver area? Lin Xian's words shocked everyone. Then, countless eyes looked at the huge body in front of them. Soon, someone exclaimed, there really was a silver light. It seemed that the gold-ranked demon beast had not fully evolved yet. Hearing this news, everyone cheered. No matter how strong the gold-ranked demon beast was, as long as it had a weak point, they would definitely be able to defeat it. Lin Xian alone could defeat the gold-ranked demon beast by attacking its weak point. If they all attacked together, they would definitely be able to kill the gold-ranked demon beast. However, at the same time, they were also shocked by Lin Xian. So many of them did not notice this weak point, but Lin Xian was able to detect it so quickly. This meant that his perception was absolutely terrifying. Although they were surprised by the other party's powerful perception, Jiang Yan and the others secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, Lin Xian's strength was not beyond their imagination. Otherwise, who would be able to compete with them for a gold-ranked demon beast? Just as everyone was shocked, the gold-ranked demon beast was enraged again. It waved its huge hand and grabbed at Lin Xian. Everywhere it passed, the stone pillars were all shattered. Lin Xian used the illusionary demon steps. His body was like a phantom as he quickly dodged the attack. Then he let out a long roar. Hurry up and attack! Hearing this, everyone came to their senses and attacked one after another. In an instant, all kinds of terrifying attacks were directed at the gold-ranked demon beast, especially at its heart. After discovering the gold-ranked demon beast's weak point, everyone was extremely excited. Therefore, their attacks were extremely violent. Although the gold-ranked demon beast was powerful, it could not block so many attacks that were directed at its weak point. Its huge body finally retreated again, causing the ground to crack. However, the strange thing was that the stone platform under its feet did not crack. Seeing that the gold-ranked demon beast was defeated, everyone's confidence was boosted. They were ecstatic. Naturally, they did not care about the ground. On the other hand, Lin Xian frowned again. Logically speaking, with that kind of power, it was impossible for the ground to be intact. However, the stone platform did not crack at all. There's definitely a problem. Lin Xian secretly paid attention. In the next moment, an earth-shattering roar was heard. The gold-ranked demon beast was completely enraged. Although it had not completed its evolution and there was a silver region in its heart, its strength was truly at the fourth heaven of the venerable realm. Therefore, even if everyone could defeat it, they could not kill it in a short period of time. Moreover, the opponent's terrifying attack was not something that anyone could withstand. Those warriors were once again impacted. There was no other way. The difference in strength between the opponents was too great. They could hurt the opponent, but the opponent could also hurt them. Therefore, when the two sides fought, they were the unlucky ones in the end. In just an instant, many warriors on the Academy's side were injured. However, even more people rushed forward. Both sides seemed to be in a killing frenzy. Attack with full force. Don't be afraid. We have the protection of the demon-slaying realm anyway. We won't die at all. Someone roared. This time, we must kill the gold-ranked demon beast. If we succeed, we will be recorded in history, because we are the first batch to successfully kill a gold-ranked demon beast. Those warriors were all excited as if they had been injected with chicken blood. Chapter 956. The entire beast's lair was extremely terrifying. Vast amounts of spiritual energy surged in all directions. Fortunately, the beast's lair was large and sturdy enough. Otherwise, it would have collapsed long ago. Even so, it was still in a dilapidated state and could collapse at any time. Lin Xian held a long sword in his hand and occasionally slashed out streaks of sharp sword qi in all directions. Fortunately, the gold-ranked beast had a weakness. Otherwise, if it had completed its evolution, they would not have been able to hurt it. However, it was also a good thing that it had not completed its evolution. Under the frenzied attacks of the group, the gold-ranked beast retreated and roared continuously. Seeing the excitement of countless warriors, their faces were flushed with excitement. They would soon become the first group to kill a gold-ranked beast. However, at that moment, Jiang Yan sneered and quickly sent a message to Qi Hao. Brother Qi, it looks like this gold-ranked beast won't be able to hold on for much longer. Why don't we quickly clear the place so that no one can take advantage of the situation? Hearing this, Qi Hao nodded and did not object. There was only one gold-ranked beast, so everyone coveted the gold-ranked demon core. If it was like now when the gold-ranked beast was killed, it would definitely be chaotic. Perhaps someone would take advantage of the chaos and steal the gold-ranked demon core. Therefore, clearing the place was necessary. Moreover, the three masters here were from their respective forces. They had brought many masters with them. So if the two forces worked together, they would be able to complete the final kill. Eliminating the other small forces would save them a lot of trouble. As for who the gold-ranked demon core would belong to, it would depend on who was more powerful, him or the Hidden Dragon Society. As a supermaster ranked 5th on the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, Qi Hao had absolute confidence. Even if the other party had 2 masters ranked in the top 10, he would not be afraid. Seeing that Qi Hao was the same, Jiang Yan and Tang Er looked at each other and smiled cruelly. They quickly passed down the order. Then the warriors from the Hidden Dragon Society and Qi Hao began to work together and occupy the front of the battle. Gradually, everyone realized that something was wrong. The positions near the gold-ranked beast were all occupied by Qi Hao and the people from the Hidden Dragon Society. They formed a circle and formed a line of defense, blocking the other warriors behind. At first, it was not a big deal. After all, the other party was powerful and had high attacks, so they could not say anything. However, seeing that the gold-ranked beast was getting weaker, everyone wanted to charge forward and wait for the moment to be killed. However, Their movements were obstructed, and those martial artists who rushed forward were ruthlessly beaten back. What is the meaning of this? Why won't you let us pass? Immediately, someone shouted angrily, "Why did you block us?" The others were also unhappy. Why? Hee, that's a golden demon beast, which is equivalent to a fourth heaven venerable. The front line is such a dangerous place, so it's best that you don't go there. I'm doing this for your own good. Yao Bin sneered. For our own good? Someone roared. Are you really that kind? It's already good enough that they don't treat us as cannon fodder. That's right. Our lives are ours. We want to go to the front line now. After all, there was no real death in this place, so everyone was not that afraid. Moreover, once they got close to the front line, they would have a chance to seize the golden demon core. This was something that countless people desired. However, Yao Bin snorted coldly again. Now is the most crucial moment of killing the gold-ranked demon beast. If you go and cause trouble and disrupt the rhythm of the battle, what should we do? If the gold-ranked demon beast recovers, I'm afraid our efforts will be in vain. So, you'd better stay behind obediently. F***CK, you guys just want to eat the fruits of victory for yourselves. No one was a fool. Seeing this scene, they must have guessed what was going on. As soon as these words came out, everyone was angry and stared angrily at the front. Oh, looks like you're not stupid. You know how to eat the fruits alone. Yao Bin sneered. He did not care about those angry gazes at all. But what you said is a bit too much. What's your strength and what's our strength? Can the two of us be compared? Most of the gold-ranked demon beasts were killed by our two families. Why should we give a share to trash like you? I advise you to get lost. If you're lucky, you can still harvest some gold-ranked and silver-ranked demon beasts. Otherwise, you won't get anything here. Seeing the other party being so arrogant, the other warriors were also angry. Many of them quickly rushed forward, but they were soon beaten back. Looking at the warriors who were beaten back, the surrounding people's faces turned pale. However, there was nothing they could do. The difference in strength between the two sides was too big. However, they would not sit still and wait for death. We can even fight against gold-ranked demon beasts together. Why should we be afraid of them? Suddenly, the exposed warriors grouped together and formed a large force. They wanted to rush forward. At the front line, Jiang Yan and the others who were fighting against the gold-ranked demon beast sneered. He quickly sent a message. Then, the warriors who were following him retreated. There was a gap in the defense line near the gold-ranked demon beasts. Suddenly, the gold-ranked demon beasts' terrifying attack leaked out and rushed toward the furious warriors. Boom! The void shook and the airwaves rolled. Those warriors screamed in pain as they were slapped back by the gold-ranked demon beasts. Looking at those warriors who fell to the ground and wailed, Yao Bin laughed wildly again. Did you see that? We don't have to do anything, and you can't do it. You want to go to the front line? Do you have the strength? I advise you to stay here obediently. Otherwise, you won't be able to keep your lives. Yao Bin sneered. Then he looked through the crowd and looked at Lin Xian and the others. His eyes were full of provocation. Damn, those shameless people want to take the fruits for themselves. Kid, let's go and kill them. Seeing this, the black-white double demons were furious. Lin Xian shook his head. Don't be rash. Can you beat the three of them together? Even if we can't let them get the gold-ranked demon beasts cores so easily. The black-white double demons were furious. They had put in a lot of effort before. Now that they were excluded, they couldn't stand it. Are we just going to watch them kill the gold-ranked demon beasts? The two of them were unconvinced. Don't worry. It's not that easy to get those things. Lin Xian sneered. In fact, he was going to take action. But soon, he received a message from the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon told him that there was something wrong with the stone platform under the gold-ranked demon beast's feet. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't take action. How is it? Did you find it? What exactly is inside that stone platform? Lin Xian asked through voice transmission. It's something good. See for yourself, the Crimson Dragon said. At the same time, he quickly set up a formation and shared what he saw with Lin Xian. In the next moment, Lin Xian's eyes widened and he almost exclaimed. Chapter 9:57. Through the array, Lin Xian saw an image. In the image, there were countless light spots floating. Some were the size of walnuts, while others were the size of fists. These light spots all emitted a silver-white light. They were all silver demon cores. Lin Xian's pupils shrank, and he almost bit his tongue off. Even though he was used to seeing big scenes, he was still shocked. Because in the image, there were thousands of silver-white light spots. This meant that there were thousands of silver demon cores. In the next moment, Lin Xian raised his head and stared at the stone platform under the golden demon beast's feet with a burning gaze. He didn't expect that the inconspicuous stone platform would contain so many silver demon cores. No wonder the stone platform wasn't destroyed by such a terrifying battle. Lin Xian's eyes lit up as he touched his chin. How could he take out the silver demon cores from the stone platform? He wouldn't do something as stupid as taking action directly. If those people knew that there were so many silver demon cores in the stone platform, they would definitely go crazy. Therefore, he had to think of a secret way to secretly take the silver demon cores. Thinking of this, Lin Xian stepped back and took out the little white monkey from the demon beast pouch. Wooji, wooji, the little white monkey waved its white fists with a dissatisfied face. Help me this time. Don't worry, you'll get plenty of benefits, Lin Xian said. The little white monkey gestured and started to propose conditions to Lin Xian. Okay, I promise you. Spirit fruit, right? When the time comes, I'll definitely get it for you. Lin Xian didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The little white monkey was satisfied. It then took off the small bowl on its head and found a hidden place to begin its operation. The Crimson Dragon also let out a strange cry and quickly flew out. It set up an array and hid the little white monkey's figure. The two of them secretly acted and were very excited. Lin Xian secretly let out a sigh of relief. He had seen the power of the little white monkey's treasure bowl. It shouldn't be a problem to take those demon cores. He gazed at the hidden Dragon League martial artists who were still fighting fiercely in front of him and revealed a trace of a cold smile. This group of greedy fellows wanted to monopolize the gold demon and exclude everyone else. However, what they didn't know was that under their feet there was a large number of silver demon cores. The value of those silver demon cores was probably no less than that of a gold demon core. If those people knew that such a huge treasure had brushed past them, they would probably vomit blood from regret. Thinking of this scene, Lin Xian felt very comfortable. He had long since found those fellows an eyesore. If it wasn't for the sake of attacking the Golden Lair, he might have already attacked those people. However, none of that mattered now. Collecting those silver rank demon cores in secret was the way to go. Not long after, an earth-shattering sound rang out, bringing with it a thick demonic aura that pierced through the heavens and the earth. The golden demonic beast in front of them roared towards the sky, and its huge golden eyes suddenly flashed with a hint of scarlet light. Not only that, but the demonic aura on the surface of its body was also burning, which was extremely terrifying. His aura was much stronger than before. With a sweep of its tail, it formed a huge arc and immediately sent the surrounding martial artists flying. Even Jiang Yan and the others were shocked, and they quickly used their movement techniques to dodge, because the attack just now was beyond their ability to withstand. What's going on? Isn't that beast going to die soon? Why is it furious again? Could it be the final radiance of the setting sun? Jiang Yan, Tang Er, and the others' faces were extremely ugly. That attack just now had seriously injured many of their subordinates. Qi Hao's face was also ugly, because some of his subordinates had also been swept by the huge tail, and they were all bleeding profusely. The three of them looked at each other, puzzled. They didn't know why the extremely weak crimson gold demonic beast would explode with such an aura at this moment. In the distance, Lin Xian saw this scene, and his eyebrows twitched. His expression was extremely serious, because he thought of a possibility. Could it be that the golden demonic beast found out that we were secretly stealing the silver rank demon cores? That's very likely. The more Lin Xian thought about it, the more he felt that this was the case. At the same time, he sent a voice transmission. Ruzalong, how many have you two gotten? Damn, we've only gotten 1/3 of them. That guy is really sensitive, and he actually found out. The Crimson Dragon looked unhappy. 1/3. Lin Xian was shocked. He didn't expect the two of them to be so fast. No wonder the golden demonic beast was enraged. 1/3 was equivalent to 300 to 400 silver rank demon cores. Thinking of this, his heart jumped. He didn't expect to get 300 to 400 silver rank demon cores in such a short period of time. This was dozens of times more than what he had gotten before. This time he had hit the jackpot. Lin Xian was ecstatic. Even if they were discovered now, it didn't matter. The golden demonic beast was hiding. Its body was emitting a terrifying demonic aura, and its terrifying eyes were scanning the surroundings. 2 rays of golden red light shot out from its eyes, like lasers, and quickly searched. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's heart jumped. He quickly sent a voice transmission to Ruzalong and the monkey, asking them to hide well. Don't worry, kid. Don't you know the array I made? The Crimson Dragon patted its chest and said, that guy definitely won't find out. Sure enough, the golden demonic beast's eyes scanned the area where the Crimson Dragon and the snow-white monkey were. However, it didn't stop. Seeing this, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. After looking around, the golden demonic beast's huge eyes were filled with suspicion. It didn't find any enemies. This made it very confused. It clearly felt that there were fewer silver rank demon cores under its feet. Was it an illusion? The golden demonic beast sensed again. However, in the next moment, it felt that there were still fewer silver rank demon cores under its feet. It was furious. It lifted its foot and slammed it down hard. Rumble. In an instant, the entire ground shook and cracked into countless pieces. Cracks spread in all directions, and the stone platform under its feet shattered. Everyone was stunned. They didn't know what the golden demonic beast was doing. But soon, they opened their mouths wide and their breathing quickened. The huge stone platform shattered, and a huge black hole appeared under the golden demonic beast's feet. In the black hole, there are countless silver light balls floating. Seeing the silver light balls, everyone was stunned. Then, their eyes turned red as they stared in front of them. They realized that the floating silver light balls were demon cores, and they were all silver rank demon cores. 1 silver light ball represented 1 silver demon core. There were so many silver light balls, and there were 700 to 800 of them. In other words, there were 700 to 800 silver demon cores. Everyone went crazy. They had never seen so many silver demon cores in their lives. Jiang Yan and the rest were also stunned. They didn't expect that there would be so many silver demon cores in the inconspicuous stone platform. There were so many silver demon cores that it was comparable to a single gold demon core. Chapter 958. Jiang Yan and the rest were stunned when they saw the sky full of silver-grade demonic cores. They had fought so hard for half a day and still could not take down the gold-grade demonic beast. Who would have thought that there were treasures as valuable as the gold-grade demonic cores hidden in front of them? If the gold-grayed demonic beast did not break the stone platform by itself, they would not have known. They would still be in the dark. Lin Xian was also stunned. He did not expect the gold-grayed demonic beast to break the stone platform. It seemed that it had been forced into a corner. Looking at the sky full of silver-grayed demonic cores, everyone was stunned. Then they burst into loud cheers. "Brothers, those are silver-grayed demonic cores! Charge!" The surrounding martial artists roared crazily. In the next moment, countless figures soared into the sky. This scene that appeared in the golden lair truly shocked all the martial artists. The sky full of silver-grayed demonic cores floated in the sky like stars, emitting a silver-white light. This scene deeply stimulated the surrounding martial artists. Countless people soared into the sky. There were so many demonic cores in the sky. As long as they could get one, their trip would not be in vain. Jiang Yan and the rest were also excited. Bai Yi's demonic core was not an ordinary item. Even they were very tempted. "Everyone, listen up. Attack! Try to get as many silver-grayed demonic cores as possible," Jiang Yan shouted. Yes. Immediately, the martial artists of the Hidden Dragon League responded. They were all excited. Then they joined forces and soared into the sky. On the other side, Chi Hao also soared into the sky with his men. He would not miss such a good opportunity. Lin Xian was also surprised. He did not expect this to happen. Beside him, the black-white double demons were excited. They laughed and said, "Kid, do you want to join forces?" "No, you guys go first," Lin Xian said quickly. Then he said to Su Yu and the rest, "Senior sister Su, you guys can go too. But be careful. Qing Cheng, you go with senior sister Su and the rest." The black-white double demons were stunned. They looked at Lin Xian in surprise. They did not understand what he was doing. However, they did not think too much about it. This was a rare opportunity. If they missed it, it would be gone. So, they ignored Lin Xian and soared into the sky. Su Yu, Murong Qingqing, and the others also formed a small team and prepared to attack. Lin Xian didn't move, because he didn't need to. The speed at which the little snow-white monkey collected it was much faster than the martial artists who rushed up to snatch it. At this moment, the sky was in chaos. Countless people were fighting fiercely. However, the Hidden Dragon Society and Qi Hao relied on their powerful teams to forcefully obtain an advantageous position. However, the Silver Demon Core was not so easy to obtain. The gold demon beast roared and opened its mouth, forming a huge devouring force that quickly surrounded the entire sky. In the blink of an eye, all the silver-ranked demon cores were enveloped and flew towards the bloody mouth. "Bastard, you're courting death!" Seeing this scene, Jiang Yan was furious. He quickly waved his palm and struck out a fiery red palm shadow. Tang Air, Chi Hao, and the others all moved, wanting to stop the silver demon core. This was an excellent opportunity, and they would not allow a gold-ranked beast to ruin it. Boom! In the sky, countless forces collided with each other, emitting terrifying energy waves. Those silver demon cores that were flying backward were forcibly pulled back. However, half of them were still swallowed by the gold-ranked beast, while the other half were scattered. Seeing that the gold-ranked beast had swallowed more than half of the silver demon cores, countless people were heartbroken. However, they didn't have the time to find trouble with the gold-ranked beast, so they could only fight for the remaining demon cores. Jiang Yan snorted coldly. He stretched out his fiery red palm, bringing with it endless heat waves. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The sky darkened, and a huge palm appeared, grabbing towards the white demon core. "Little White, get it!" Below, Lin Xian saw this scene and quickly said, "Wu, Ji, Wu, Ji." The little snow-white monkey nodded. Then it held the small, broken bowl and mumbled something, looking like a little trickster. Boom! In the sky, The fiery red palm fell, covering the 5 silver demon cores in an instant. Then, the huge palm clasped together and retreated. Seeing this, Jiang Yan revealed a satisfied smile. However, he didn't know that the moment he clasped his hands together, 3 of the demon cores mysteriously disappeared. The fiery red palm retreated, leaving a long trail of light behind it. It quickly returned to Jiang Yan's side. Then, the huge light palm quickly spread out. What? This is impossible. When Jiang Yan saw the 2 remaining silver demon cores in his palm, he was completely stunned. How is this possible? His eyes were filled with disbelief. He clearly remembered that he had captured 5 silver demon cores, but now there were only 2 left. What about the other 3? He couldn't figure it out, and he didn't know how the 3 demon cores had disappeared. Looking at the 2 remaining silver demon cores in his hand, Jiang Yan's face instantly darkened. Although he didn't understand what had happened, it was obvious that someone had snatched more demon cores from him. Someone had dared to go against him, which made him furious. However, he couldn't find anyone to vent his anger on, so he could only work harder to capture the silver demon cores around him. However, he secretly swore that he would find the person who had stolen his demon cores and tear him into pieces. In fact, it wasn't just Jiang Yan. Tang Er, Qi Hao, and the others had also encountered the same strange situation. This made them furious. They were all super powerhouses ranked in the top 10 of the Mystic Sovereign leaderboard, and no one dared to provoke them. Now, however, someone had dared to play tricks in front of them and steal their demon cores. This was undoubtedly a provocation to them. The 3 of them stood in the void, their gazes piercingly cold as they scanned their surroundings with a thick, murderous aura. They wanted to find out who had dared to secretly attack them. The other ancient martial art practitioners were desperately fighting for their demon cores, and Lin Xian also joined in the fight to not attract attention. Jiang Yan and the other 2 didn't notice the person who had secretly attacked them. This made their faces even gloomier. In the process of fighting, the most ferocious beast was still the gold demon beast. It was the most powerful one, and the number of silver-tier demon cores it had snatched was also the most. Previously, when everyone joined forces, they were still able to contend with it. But now, in such a chaotic situation where everyone was fighting on their own, they were no match for the gold-tier demon beast. Suddenly, Lin Xian frowned because he had received a message from the Crimson Dragon. "Kid, we've snatched a demon core with a faint golden glow." What? A faint golden glow? Hearing this, Lin Xian's pupils shrank. The golden glow was enough to show how terrifying it was. He guessed that the owner of the faint golden demon beast must be an extremely terrifying existence. At the very least, it had the qualifications to evolve into a true gold demon beast. In fact, this faint golden demon core had been forcefully snatched from the gold demon beast's mouth. The gold demon beast didn't immediately snatch the remaining silver demon cores in the sky. Instead, it stared at a faint golden demon core. Chapter 9:59. It was left behind by one of its competitors. Back then, only the 2 of them had the possibility of evolving into a gold-ranked demon core. Hence, a fierce battle broke out between the 2 of them. In the end, it was the winner while its competitor was defeated and turned into a pale gold demon core. This light golden demon core was extremely tempting to him because the energy contained within it was too great. Under normal circumstances, it would not be the time for it to consume the pale gold demon core. Hence, it kept it and waited for the right time. But now, it had mysteriously lost most of its silver-ranked demon cores. It could not even keep the rest of its demon cores. Hence, it could not wait any longer. It had to act quickly. However, just as it was about to consume the demon core, it realized that it was gone. It had been snatched away by someone. This was unbearable for it. The gold-ranked demon beast was enraged. It let out an angry roar, and the demon chi on its body began to burn. Its entire body shone with golden light and turned into thousands of golden tentacles that flew in all directions. In an instant, countless silver-ranked demon cores were caught by the golden tentacles and brought back. After obtaining nearly 100 silver-ranked demon cores, the gold-ranked demon beast suddenly stopped moving. It stood there like a statue. Seeing that the gold-ranked demon beast had given up, the surrounding martial artists heaved a sigh of relief. Then they sped up the process because there were less than 100 silver-ranked demon cores left. However, they did not notice that at the gold-ranked demon beast's heart, the area that was originally glowing with a silver-white light was slowly disappearing. It was replaced by a blinding golden light. Following that ray of light was a terrifying aura. In the next moment, the gold-ranked demon beast's aura exploded once again. Like a volcanic eruption, it spread out in all directions. The ground nearby split open in an instant, and the huge stone pillars in the surroundings shattered with a loud bang, scattering all over the ground. Feeling the fluctuation of energy, everyone's expression changed. Jian Yen, Tang Er, and the rest looked even worse because this energy was much stronger than before. It was far beyond their ability to resist. Lin Xian frowned as his heart raced. He realized that the silver-white area at the gold-ranked demon beast's heart had disappeared. In other words, the gold-ranked demon beast had completed its evolution and no longer had any weaknesses. This was bad news. Previously, they were able to fight against the gold-ranked demon beast because it had not completed its evolution. But now, this weakness had disappeared. In other words, even if they joined forces again, they would not be able to contend against the other party. Not only that, the aura of the gold-ranked demonic beast was extremely strong, and its strength had also increased by a large margin. It had become a true overlord. There was no way they could fight against such a demonic beast. Thinking up to this point, Lin Xian felt his scalp go numb. Without any hesitation, he quickly sent a voice transmission. "Rizalong, quickly stop and leave." At the same time, he sent a voice transmission to the twin ghosts of Black and White, Murong Qingqing and Suyu, asking them to leave as soon as possible. Then, Lin Xian stomped his foot and turned into a sword light. He rushed out of the nest with the crimson dragon and the snow-white monkey. Behind him, the twin ghosts of Black and White, Murong Qingqing, and the others followed closely behind. Seeing Lin Xian and the others leaving, everyone was stunned and surprised. One had to know that there were still plenty of silver demon cores in the sky, but the other party had left just like that. It was just too strange, because, in their opinion, no matter how strong the gold-ranked demonic beast was, they would still be able to deal with it. After all, the silver-ranked demonic beast cores were very tempting. However, in the next moment, they understood why Lin Xian wanted to escape. Rumble. The void trembled as a huge golden claw descended from the sky and slapped forward at a high speed. This attack was extremely terrifying. It was like a huge golden mountain. With a terrifying force, it fell from the sky at a high speed. Airwaves rolled and demonic chi filled the air. The void was torn apart in an instant as the terrifying force enveloped everyone. Bang! Those martial artists who were close to it could not resist at all. In an instant, they were blasted away and vomited blood. They were severely injured. In the next moment, their bodies glowed with white light as they were forcefully transported out of the demon slayer's world. Seeing this, everyone's expression changed. This was because they realized that the gold-ranked demonic beast was too powerful. It was not something that they could fight against. Even if they joined forces, they would not be able to resist it. Jian Yen and the others also looked gloomy. They also realized that the gold-ranked demonic beast had completely evolved. This made them feel indignant. They were so close to killing the gold-ranked demonic beast. Once they had killed the gold-ranked demonic beast cores, not only would they obtain the precious gold-ranked demonic beast cores, but they would also become famous. After all, no one had been able to kill a gold-ranked demonic beast before this. But now it was impossible. Jian Yan and the others were frustrated that they had lost such a great opportunity. Run! It was unknown who screamed, but everyone immediately rushed towards the exit like a swarm of locusts. Behind them, the gold-ranked demonic beast roared into the sky. It released a terrifying sound wave that rushed forward like a wave. The beast waved its claws, and the golden, demonic chi surged. It tore the entire demonic beast lair apart. Bang! 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 Countless huge rocks fell, and dust flew. The extremely sturdy, gold-ranked demonic beast lair collapsed at this moment. The gold-ranked demonic beast looked around. In its huge eyes, 2 beams of yellow light shot out. They were like demonic spears that pierced forward. They pierced through the void like 2 golden dragons. Seeing the gold-ranked demonic beast attack, everyone's scalp went numb. They used all their strength and ran for their lives. However, those martial artists who were too slow were still hit by the golden spears. They were severely injured. Their bodies glowed with white light, and they left the demon slayer's world. Everyone evacuate! Jian Yan's face was solemn. He led the people from the Hidden Dragon League and retreated quickly. On the other side, Chi Hao also reorganized his team and left quickly. This force was not something that they could withstand. Bang! In the ruins, countless figures rushed into the sky. They looked panicked and were in a sorry state. After they left the lair, they quickly flew in all directions. Roar! The monstrous beasts on the periphery received the order and frantically tried to block the monstrous beasts. They threw themselves at the martial artists without any regard for their lives. The gold-ranked demonic beast also rushed out in an instant. The ground trembled rapidly. Cracks spread out for thousands of miles. It was a shocking sight. The gold-ranked demonic beast was like a huge golden mountain. It moved quickly. Every step it took caused the ground to crack. It looked around as if it was looking for something. Suddenly, it stared in one direction. Its eyes widened in anger. Then it roared into the sky and leaped up. Rumble! Like a golden mountain, it rushed into the sky. Damn! Why is that thing chasing us? At this moment, Lin Xian and the others who escaped first changed their expressions. Especially the double ghosts of black-white, they started cursing. They quickly changed direction, trying to shake off the gold-ranked demonic beast. However, as they changed direction, the gold-ranked demonic beast behind them also changed direction. It was not going to let them go. Damn, we can't be so unlucky. It's targeting us. The double ghosts of black-white's face turned green. Chapter 960. They realized that they were being targeted. Otherwise, they would have been able to shake off the golden beast by changing directions so many times. Didn't they see that all the other warriors were safe? Only they were still being chased by the golden beast. Seeing this, Lin Xian's face darkened. He guessed that the gold-ranked demonic beast was here for the pale gold demonic core. Let's split up. I think the golden beast is after me. Coming for you? Kid, what did you do to make the golden beast go berserk? And its resentment is still there? The double demons of black and white widened their eyes and stared at Lin Xian in confusion. Looking at everyone's gaze, Lin Xian let out a bitter laugh. It was really hard to explain this matter in such a short period of time. Anyway, they would just have to split up for now. He would go and lure the gold, rank, demonic beast away, and the rest of you would take the opportunity to leave. But it's too dangerous. Su Yu and the others were worried. Don't worry. That beast can't hurt me in terms of speed. Lin Xian smiled confidently. Morong Chingching said firmly, I'll go with you. Okay. Lin Xian nodded and did not refuse. Morong Chingching's strength was not weaker than his. Even if they were being chased, he would not be hurt. Plus, if the two of them worked together, they might be able to counterattack. Then Lin Xian and Morong Chingching quickly got up and flew in another direction like shooting stars. They disappeared into the sky in an instant. In the next moment, the golden beast roared to the sky. It gave up on the double demons of black and white and turned to chase after Lin Xian and Morong Chingching. Damn, it's really going after them. The double demons of black and white and the others were stunned. They did not expect the golden beast to go after Lin Xian. What did this kid do? Why is he being chased by a golden beast? The double demons of black and white and the others could not figure it out, but they did not think about it anymore. Lin Xian had given them a chance to escape, and they had to seize it. In a flash, the double ghosts of black and white, Suyu, and the others flew to a safe place. This scene was naturally seen by the other cultivators. Immediately, many of them stopped in their tracks, their faces filled with bewilderment. They were also confused as to why the gold-ranked beast was only after Lin Xian. There must be something wrong with it. Jiang Yen frowned as he watched Lin Xian's departing figure. What do you think? He looked at Tang Er. There's a problem. That brat was the first to escape, which means that he must have sent something, Tang Er said. Furthermore, that gold-ranked demonic beast did not hesitate to reveal so many silver-ranked demonic cores. It must have discovered something and was forced to evolve. I'm guessing that the kid might have something in his hands. Furthermore, that thing is very important to the gold-ranked demon beast, Second Tang said. That's possible. Jiang Yen nodded. No matter what, let's go and take a look. After all, the gold-ranked demonic beast target is that kid. We shouldn't be attacked. With the gold-ranked demonic beast speed, I'm afraid it won't be able to catch up to Lin Xian. However, we can secretly do something to make him and the gold-ranked demonic beast fight. When both sides are almost done fighting, we'll make our move. The Lone Star Sword and those demonic cores in Lin Xian's hands will be ours. Oh right, isn't the Falling Star with him as well? You can take it from him when the time comes. Jiang Yen smiled cruelly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Tang Er sneered as well. The two of them discussed for a while. Then, their figures flickered as they chased after the gold-ranked demonic beast. Following them were Yao Bin and a few other elite disciples with valiant strength. On the other side, Qi Hao was equally shocked. However, after seeing Jiang Yen and Tang Er's actions, he decided to follow them. He wanted to see what Lin Xian had that could attract the gold-ranked demonic beast. Of course, if there was a chance, he would not mind taking it from him. On the vast plains, two figures were flying at a low altitude like shooting stars. Above the two of them, there was a huge black shadow moving at high speed. It was like a dark cloud, bringing with it endless wind. If one took a closer look, they would realize that the huge black shadow was actually a mountain. At this moment, it was being pulled up by someone and thrown out like a rock. The huge mountain whistled and smashed towards the two figures in the distance. However, it did not succeed. The two figures were very agile and dodged it in an instant. Boom! The mountain landed on the ground, creating a horrifying deep pit. Countless huge rocks were sent flying, and some of the surrounding trees were cut down. Roar! An angry roar was heard. Then the ground shook rapidly as if there was an earthquake. Countless cracks spread across the ground. Following this horrifying sound was a huge golden figure. This figure was naturally the gold-ranked demonic beast. The two figures flying in front of it were Lin Xian and Morong Chingching. The gold-ranked demonic beast roared angrily when its attack missed. Golden light shone from its body and formed countless tentacles. It quickly grabbed the towering trees nearby and uprooted them. Buzz! The ground shook and countless towering trees were uprooted. Under the effect of the golden tentacles, They turned into spears and swords and flew into the distance. The gold-ranked demonic beast bent its body and opened its mouth. It quickly absorbed the spiritual energy around it. Then it formed a huge golden ball of light and spat it out. The ball of light trembled and the runes on it flickered. A thick golden pillar of light shot out from the center and flew into the distance, quickly. Wherever it passed, the rocks and trees were all shattered. Nothing could stop it. In front, Lin Xian felt the energy fluctuation behind him. His face changed, and he quickly flashed away. In an instant, he created countless figures. Murong Qingqing, who was beside him, was like a bolt of purple lightning. The two of them used their secret techniques and narrowly avoided the attack of the gold-ranked demonic beast. Damn, this guy is too difficult to deal with. Lin Xian frowned. Although the other party's speed was not as fast as theirs, it had endless power. Its long-range attacks could hurt them. For example, the golden pillar of light just now was extremely fast. Ordinary level 3 honorable realm cultivators would not be able to dodge it. Even level 4 honorable realm cultivators would be hit if they were careless. Once they were hit, they would probably turn into a bloody mist. Only Lin Xian and Murong Qingqing, who had mastered the extreme speed movement technique, could avoid it. However, it was also very dangerous for them. The gold-ranked demonic beast did not seem to know fatigue. It kept shooting out golden pillars of light, threatening their safety. If they could not dodge at once, they would die. It's indeed a gold-ranked demonic beast. It's really difficult to deal with. Murong Qingqing looked serious. Although we can still hold on, we don't know how long it will chase us. Moreover, it will be troublesome if other demonic beasts are alerted. Chapter 961. Indeed, they could still escape from a single gold-ranked beast. But if the other party summoned another gold-ranked beast, they would be completely finished. Lin Xian's face was also cold. You've gone too far. If you keep chasing, I'll kill you. He had already decided to fly for a while longer. If the other party still didn't give up, then he would have no choice but to summon the great dragon sword soul. Although the consequences of doing so would leave him exhausted for a while and enter a weakened state, he couldn't care less. Otherwise, if an overlord-ranked, gold-ranked beast followed behind them, it would be very troublesome. If that happened, they wouldn't be able to do anything else. They might not even be able to cross the final demonic blood pool. Just as Lin Xian was about to summon the great dragon sword soul and fight for his life, he suddenly felt something move in his body. Lin Xian was surprised. He kept flying at top speed while sending a part of his soul into his body to investigate. Soon, he found the source of the trembling. It came from the mysterious small sword. The mysterious small sword usually didn't move at all. It would only move when he was in a life and death situation. Therefore, the trembling now made Lin Xian very surprised. However, he carefully examined it and found that it wasn't the mysterious small sword that was causing it. It was the black 10,000 beast sting inside the mysterious small sword. Seeing the 10,000 beast sting tremble slightly, Lin Xian swallowed his saliva. What's going on? He was very surprised. The slight trembling of the 10,000 beast sting inside his body attracted Lin Xian's attention. He was very excited. One had to know that the 10,000 beast sting was a complete earth-ranked artifact. Its power was unimaginable. However, at this moment, it actually made such a strange movement. Lin Xian was very surprised. Without moving, Lin Xian used sound transmission to discuss with the Crimson Dragon. Ruzalong had lived for thousands of years and had seen many things. He should know something about the situation. After hearing this, the Crimson Dragon fell into deep thought. I don't think the 10,000 beast Ding wants to attack, right? Attack! Lin Xian was surprised. That's right, the 10,000 longevity cauldron. Judging from its name, it should be related to demonic beasts. The gold-ranked demonic beast behind it is an extremely powerful existence. Who knows, it might have attracted the interest of the 10,000 beasting. You're still interested in the 10,000 years cauldron? Lin Xian rolled its eyes. It wasn't even human, so why would it be interested? Kid, don't ever look down on an earth-rank treasure. Treasures of that level all have their own treasure spirits. Artifact spirit. Lin Xian was shocked. The so-called weapon spirit was an existence that was similar to a life form produced by the weapon itself. This sort of thing was only recorded in legends. It was impossible for ordinary weapons to give birth to an artifact spirit, but this was not necessarily the case for an Earthstep artifact. It could be said to be a rare treasure of heaven and earth, and there was a high possibility that it could give birth to an artifact spirit. The Crimson Dragon didn't continue the discussion about the weapon spirit. Instead, it quickly said, "Boy, use your soul power to communicate with the 10,000 beasting. Maybe you can subdue the big idiot behind us." All right, Lin Xian nodded. Although he didn't know what the final result would be, he still decided to give it a try. After all, this method sounded a lot safer. Moreover, after summoning the dragon sword spirit, he would enter a period of weakness. Unless it was absolutely necessary, he wouldn't summon the dragon sword spirit. Qingcheng, I have an idea. Maybe we can subdue the gold-ranked demonic beast behind us. But I need some time. Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Don't worry. Leave it to me. Morong Qingcheng smiled. If others heard this, their jaws would drop. One had to know that this was a gold-ranked demonic beast. It was incomparably powerful. Even Jiang Yan and the others didn't dare to fight against it. However, at this moment, Morong Qingcheng was very determined to agree. Originally, Lin Xian was still a little worried, but now that he saw Morong Qingcheng's confident smile, he was relieved. In a flash, he came to an open space and quickly sat down cross-legged. Then the Crimson Dragon carefully set up a small defensive array around him. Next, Lin Xian closed his eyes and quickly channeled his soul power into his body. He tried to activate the 10,000 years cauldron. Seeing Lin Xian meditating with his eyes closed, as if he was preparing for something, Morong Qingcheng took a deep breath. Her delicate little face was full of seriousness. In the next moment, she channeled the spiritual power in her body. Countless purple clouds surrounded her, as if purple clouds came from the east. Not long after the two of them landed, the gold-ranked demonic beast behind them arrived. Before it arrived, a terrifying roar could be heard, shaking the heavens and the earth. The gold-ranked demonic beast walked to a nearby mountain. It quickly uprooted the entire mountain and smashed it at Lin Xian. Boom! The huge mountain shook violently and fell with unparalleled force. Humph! Morong Qingcheng snorted and waved her jade-like palm, striking out a series of palm shadows. The palm shadows carried a mysterious aura. They swept across the void and quickly tore the mountain apart. Stupid brother, hurry up and leave. Otherwise, you'll really piss me off. Morong Qingcheng's red lips moved slightly. There was a trace of coldness in her voice. The gold-ranked demonic beast couldn't understand human language. However, even if it could, it wouldn't give up so easily. Seeing that the two people in front of it finally stopped running, the gold-ranked demonic beast's huge eyes were filled with excitement. It stared at Lin Xian, who was sitting cross-legged, with a devilish light in its eyes. In the next moment, it stretched out its golden claws and clawed downward. A golden light shone. The huge beast claws tore the heavens and the earth apart. It was extremely terrifying. Before it landed, the aftershock had already split the earth into 5 bottomless cracks. Seeing this, Morong Qingcheng took a deep breath. Then, her jade-like, hands quickly formed a seal. Waves of terrifying aura rippled out from her jade-like fingers. Sky-flipping seal. Along with this voice, a purple seal flew out from Morong Chingching's hand and quickly rushed into the sky. The seal grew rapidly in the air. Purple clouds surrounded it, forming 4 ferocious dragons that circled in all directions. In the next moment, the purple sky-flipping seal and the gold-ranked demonic beast clashed violently. Boom, boom, boom. A terrifying sound rang out, shaking the heavens and the earth. The wind howled and covered the entire sky. The 2 forces persisted in the air, resisting each other. In the end, the gold-ranked demonic beast claw became fainter and the purple light became brighter. Soon, the purple sky-flipping seal let out a low dragon roar and quickly blasted the golden palm away. Then it rushed toward the gold-ranked demonic beast in an even more violent manner. This scene happened to be witnessed by Jiang Yan, Chi Hao, and the others who had just arrived. Suddenly, their mouths were agape and they were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe that the gold-ranked demonic beast's attack could be repelled. One had to know that the gold-ranked demonic beast was no longer the demonic beast with a weakness. At this moment, Tower had completed its evolution and was a true overlord. Even so, it was still repelled. Everyone gasped and looked in disbelief at the girl who was surrounded by purple clouds. Chapter 962. Before this, they had only paid attention to Morong Chingching's beauty and identity. Jiang Yan and the rest did not care about the rest. However, it seemed that they were wrong. Very wrong. The beautiful girl in front of them was definitely not weaker than them. She might even be stronger. At least, they were not confident that they could repel the gold-ranked beast's attack in one move. But now, the beautiful girl in front of them had done it. Not only that, but what shocked them even more was yet to come. The cataclysmic seal's golden beast claw was repelled. Then it attacked the gold-ranked beast with even more ferocity. Above it, 4 purple true dragons were circling around, releasing boundless light, accompanied by a series of deep dragon roars. Under everyone's shocked gaze, the cataclysmic seal hit the gold-ranked beast hard. Rumble. A thunderous sound was heard. The sky was torn apart. The terrifying purple gas was vast and mighty, drowning everything in front of it. The energy surged and the wind swept. It was as if the world was about to be destroyed. All of a sudden, a golden figure flew out from the boundless purple chi and retreated continuously. Every time he took a step back, he would leave a deep footprint on the ground. What? It was repelled. That's impossible. How could a gold-ranked beast be repelled? What kind of move is that purple square seal? It's so terrifying. In an instant, Jiang Yan, Chi Hao, and the rest exclaimed. Their eyes were filled with shock. If blocking the gold-ranked beast's attack had shocked them, then repelling the gold-ranked beast had stunned them. One must know that blocking an attack and repelling a gold-ranked beast were 2 different concepts. They did not expect this beautiful girl to be so terrifying. She was even able to fight against a gold-ranked beast. She really repelled the gold-ranked beast. How was that possible? Jiang Yan and the rest narrowed their eyes. That purple palm seal was definitely not simple. To be able to repel a gold-ranked beast, it was most likely an earth-rank martial art. Chi Hao also frowned. Firstly, the purple palm seal was too powerful. Secondly, Morong Chingching was the proud daughter of the House of Kings. She would definitely have an earth-rank martial art in her hands. Now, it seemed that it was very likely to be the purple palm seal. However, this gold-ranked demonic beast was not to be trifled with, especially after its evolution. The strength it displayed was even stronger than that of an ordinary 4th level venerable. The gold-ranked demonic beast roared angrily. Streaks of scarlet light began to appear in its eyes. It was so angry that it went berserk once again. It had no choice. That despicable brat had snatched away its vital demon core, forcing it to evolve ahead of time. And now he was so close to obtaining the light gold demon core. That would be very useful in increasing his strength in the future. But now it was blocked by someone. The other party was just a human girl. The gold-ranked beast did not take her seriously at all. In its opinion, it only needed one palm to tear this young man apart. However, it did not expect the other party to be so powerful. Not only did he block its attack, he even forced it back. This made it unbearable. In the next moment, the gold-colored demonic beast let out a furious roar. The gold-colored demonic aura on its body burned once again. Suddenly, even the void was distorted. Traces of golden light quickly spread out, forming a golden cloud above. Rumble! Golden lightning flashed in the cloud, forming a powerful force of thunder and lightning. They intertwined and emitted a terrifying power. Soon, the golden cloud drifted toward Murong Qingqing. The thunder and lightning struck, making a terrifying sound. The entire void was covered by a sea of lightning. It was extremely terrifying. In the next moment, the golden cloud arrived above Murong Qingqing. Suddenly, countless lightning bolts descended. The lightning bolts were too terrifying. They contained the power of a fourth heaven venerable. They directly pierced through the void. Dozens of golden lightning bolts were as thick as buckets. They struck down fiercely, like heavenly tribulations. Murong Qingqing shouted and waved her hand. The purple aura on her body quickly surged out, forming a sky full of flames that swept upward. The purple flames surged into the sky, and the heat waves were terrifying. The flames illuminated the surroundings. The endless flames combined to form purple light pillars that collided with the rapidly descending golden lightning bolts. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion sounded. The two forces completely exploded, drowning the entire void. The aftermath of the energy turned into violent winds and lightning that swept in all directions. Immediately, the terrifying energy destroyed everything within 100 miles. Fortunately, Lin Xian had the defensive formation set up by the crimson dragon around him, which blocked the energy waves. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble. Seeing this scene, Yao Bin and the others in the distance felt their hearts beat wildly. Their expressions changed drastically. The battle was too terrifying. It was not something they could interfere with at all. Jiang Yan and the others also frowned. They originally planned to let Lin Xian and the gold tier beast fight. Then they would secretly intervene. However, the current situation was completely different from what they had imagined. Therefore, they did not act rashly. They only watched quietly and waited for the right opportunity. That was because they saw Lin Xian sitting there cross-legged. He did not seem to have any reaction to the intense battle. They thought that he must be preparing for something. Humph, I don't believe that you won't make a move. Tang Er snorted coldly. His face was gloomy as he continued to wait. In front of them, terrifying energy exploded. Murong Qingqing quickly retreated like a fleeting shadow. Her face was slightly pale. It was obvious that fighting against the gold tier beast was a great challenge for her. However, her gaze was resolute. Her body swayed, and she stood in front of Lin Xian. Since Lin Xian trusted her, she would not let the gold tier beast come close until Lin Xian woke up. On the other side, the gold tier beast was furious. It had completed its evolution and became the overlord of the demon slayer world. Apart from the other gold tier beasts, no one dared to go against it. However, a little human girl dared to stand in front of it. Moreover, she had blocked its path time and time again. It could not tolerate this. It roared into the sky, and its huge eyes were filled with hatred. It wanted to tear the girl in front of it apart. In the next moment, the gold tier beast unleashed its terrifying combat strength again. A vast amount of energy surged forward. It was determined to get the pale gold demon core. Morong Ching also shouted. Her beautiful eyes revealed a trace of coldness. In the next moment, her jade-like hand swayed and formed the purple seal from before. Overturning sky seal. A low voice was heard. Morong Ching quickly waved her palm. The purple palm print formed again and floated in the sky. It emitted a hazy aura. 4 true dragons circled around, spitting out purple mist from their mouths. They formed strange symbols that were fixed in the void. The purple runes were very strange. They did not look like modern words. They should be words from ancient times. They floated in the air and emitted a mysterious aura. Thousands of purple rays of light shone down. In the next moment, countless runes flashed and spun quickly. They flew toward the gold-tier beast, like shooting stars. They stopped around it and then burst into a dazzling light. Chapter 963. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Purple light appeared and enveloped the gold-ranked beast. From afar, it looked like a purple energy barrier had enveloped the gold-ranked beast. Roar! The gold-ranked beast was enraged. It dragged its huge body and slammed into the purple light barrier. Every time it slammed into it, there would be an earth-shattering sound. Not only that, every time it slammed into the barrier, Morong Ching's face would turn paler. However, she still gritted her teeth and persevered. Seeing this, Jiang Yan and the others in the distance were stunned. They did not expect the beautiful girl to have such a method to seal the gold-ranked beast. If this method was used on them, no one would be able to escape. Thinking of this, Jiang Yan and the others had strange expressions. As the geniuses of the Hidden Dragon League, they had challenged the top 10 warriors of the mysterious sovereign leaderboard and succeeded. They were called the biggest dark horses. However, compared to Morong Ching, they seemed pale and powerless. Morong Ching's ranking on the mysterious sovereign leaderboard was not high. She was only in the 50s. However, her strength was terrifying. She was probably the biggest dark horse. Chi Hao was also shocked. If it were him, he would not be able to stop the gold-ranked beast for a while. However, the girl was able to do this, which surprised him. At the same time, he was also amazed. Such a strange girl was definitely rare. Morong Ching's performance shocked everyone. They even felt ashamed of their own inferiority. They focused on the battlefield, but soon revealed suspicious expressions. Morong Ching's goal was simple. She wanted to stop the gold-ranked beast from getting close to Lin Xian. However, they did not know what Lin Xian was doing. They only saw him sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed. However, they thought that he was preparing some ultimate move. After all, in a battle of this level, no matter how confident Lin Xian was, he would not dare to let Morong Ching fight alone. Lin Xian naturally did not know what Jiang Yan, Chi Hao, and the others were guessing. At this moment, he was mobilizing the 10,000 bee sting. However, the process was not simple. The 10,000 bee sting did not seem to be under his control at all. They wanted to escape on their own. However, Lin Xian did not dare to do this. If someone recognized the 10,000 bee sting, it would be a big joke. After all, he'd suffered the pursuit of countless people just because he possessed a fragment of an Earth-rank treasure. And if someone were to find out that he possessed a complete Earth-rank treasure, would that person immediately cut open his stomach and take out the myriad beast cauldron? At that time, even a true king-level warrior would make a move. If someone of that level were to make a move, Lin Xian would have no chance of escaping. Therefore, he would not expose the 1,000 beast cauldron to the outside world no matter what. In the end, Lin Xian had no choice but to take out King Pillfeather's crystal skull and activate the 1,000 beast cauldron again. At the same time, he said fiercely, "If it doesn't work, then get out of my body. I don't keep trash here." It was unknown whether it was the crystal skull or Lin Xian's threat. but the 10,000 beast ding trembled slightly again. It seemed to move under the control of Lin Xian's soul power. Seeing the scene, Lin Xian was overjoyed. He poured more soul power into it and tried to mobilize the 10,000 beasting. Could he control the gold rank beast outside? Buzz! The black cauldron trembled slightly, as if it was responding to Lin Xian's words. Lin Xian was overjoyed. Although he did not know if it was the other party's artifact spirit, it was not important as long as he could control the gold rank beast. Rusalong set up a formation to cover the 10,000 beasting so that others can't see it. Lin Xian quickly said, "Don't worry, no problem." The crimson dragon patted its chest and said. Then it waved its dragon claws and quickly set up a spirit formation. In the next moment, Lin Xian madly poured his soul power into the 10,000 beasting. Then the 10,000 beasting emitted a black light, forming a strange force that quickly rushed out. This time, the 10,000 beasting did not rush out of the mysterious sword, but the black light rushed out of the body, forming a vague shadow of a black cauldron in the void. When the black cauldron shadow appeared, it immediately brought along a terrifying aura that swept out in all directions. This aura came from the earth rank artifact itself and could not be suppressed. Even Lin Xian's formation could not completely eliminate it. However, he did not care now. As long as he could quickly kill the gold rank beast, no one would be able to discover his secret. He quickly opened his eyes. At the same time, the black cauldron above his head bloomed with an even darker light. A heart-palpitating force rushed out, sweeping through the heaven and earth. What is that thing? What a terrifying aura! When Jiang Yan, Qi Hao, and the others saw this scene, their hearts trembled and their pupils shrank. The aura was too terrifying. It was even more terrifying than Murong Qingqing's purple sky flipping seal. They did not expect Lin Xian to have such a trick up his sleeve. It was really unexpected. In the distance, the gold rank beast also saw the vague black cauldron and immediately felt uneasy. It roared crazily and quickly rushed at the purple light curtain around it, trying to escape. At the same time, it developed a deep fear of the black cauldron, as if it had met its nemesis. It felt fear from the bottom of its heart. Although it did not know what it was, its instincts told it to destroy it. The gold rank beast roared crazily. Golden demonic aura surged all over its body, forming countless tentacles that quickly rushed forward. Murong Qingqin, on the other hand, yelled as she kept forming hand seals with both of her hands, strengthening the sealing effect of the purple light wall again. In the rear, Lin Xian's expression was serious. He quickly stood up because he felt that controlling the 10,000 beast ding consumed too much soul power. Even he could not hold on for long. Damn it! Lin Xian cursed under his breath. He realized that although the black cauldron was terrifying, it also consumed a lot of soul power like the dragon sword soul. He was afraid that he would not be much better after using it. It seemed that this thing could only be used as a trump card. Lin Xian sighed softly and then focused his eyes. "Qingcheng, it's done. Let me do it." "Okay." Murong Qingqing smiled and kept moving her hands to remove the sky-flipping seal. At the same time, she floated to Lin Xian's side. In the next moment, she was extremely surprised. With a trace of surprise in her beautiful eyes, she looked at the black cauldron above Lin Xian's head. What kind of power was this? Even she felt a trace of fear. This guy has so many secrets. Murong Qingqing tilted her head curiously, but then a smile appeared on her face. With the black cauldron, the gold rank beast would suffer a lot. In front of them, the gold rank beast roared to the sky. It had finally broken free from the purple seal and regained its freedom. Soon after, a ferocious glint appeared in its huge eyes. It stared at Lin Xian and Murong Qingqing, then charged toward them at a high speed. This time, it must tear the two apart. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.